Yo, we are live. Wrestle Purist live, hosted by myself, Bread, Marcus, Rob. We'll also see who else is passing by as well. Whilst we're live, we'll see what happens. But we're going to be doing AEW Dynasty predictions. That is the aim of the game today. But obviously, last night as well was one of the most eventful SmackDowns that I've seen in a hot minute. So we're going to be getting into a little bit of that as well. We're not going to do a full recap or review. Like I said, the aim of the game, AEW Dynasty predictions, agenda pushing, propaganda. That is what we're on today. But yeah, like I said, first things first, like the video, subscribe, send any super chats, any topics, any questions, any hot takes, any of your predictions, anything that you want us to get into, we'll get into that. Hope everyone's doing good though, having a good weekend, starting with our co-host. Bread, what's going on, bro?
I'm doing really good. I woke up really early today, had a good breakfast, watched my programmings, and I'm ready to talk
Your
about
programming.
talk about how Dynasty will shape the future of the company that I love, and how much of a beast Charlotte Flair is also.
Oh, brother.
She's a special woman, bro. You know, happy birthday, Charlotte Flair, our queen.
Happy birthday, Charlotte.
14-time world champion. Soon to be 15.
Damn.
In devastating fashion.
Bro.
Yeah.
That match about to be crucial, boy. I'm telling you.
But yeah, man. Shout out Charlotte Flair. We'll get into that, you know. But Marcus, what's going on with you, bro? You good?
No, I'm not good. I'm tired of
Why?
hell.
Well,
Yeah. I was doing the late night grid along for Sakura Genesis earlier this morning. At 4 a.m., I was out trekking it. I promised myself I was going to take a nap. I had my alarm set about 11:55 p.m. Fast forward an hour later, I'm on PlayStation playing Fortnite. Fast forward to 1 a.m., I'm still on Fortnite. Fast forward 2 a.m., I'm on YouTube. I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just not going to get
threw in the towel.
Yeah, I just gave up. But the show was good, so I was managed to stay up for that. Hiroki Goto, you're my hero. My life is yours. My life is good again. And it's a good weekend so far for wrestling, but if Swerve Strickland wins that AEW championship tomorrow, it'll be even better. We want
Cherry on
Swerve.
top. Yeah, so I've seen quite a few good little reviews from the New Japan show and a little bit of news as well. Like Jeff Cobb won the tag titles, didn't he? And then he went up to the commentary desk like, "Oh, I thought I was leaving. Take that, internet."
He said, that nigga said,
Screw
"Eat
the
up,
sheets.
Mark." Nigga said, "Eat up, Mark." I'm not leaving.
Yeah, man. So there's some. I'm gonna catch up on that definitely before the end of the weekend.
Hey, listen, we don't need you in the big leagues anyway. So you
Oh,
want to
come
stay
on,
over
bro.
there.
Come on.
I'm
Stay
sure.
over there.
I'm
You're
sure.
disgusting.
What's going on with you though, Rob? You having a good weekend?
I'm having a fantastic weekend. SmackDown. I didn't think SmackDown was good by any means last night, but I thought it was. I was more entertained by it than most weeks, so that's what I'll say. If maybe for the wrong reasons, which we'll get into today, but I was more entertained than I was when they were in fucking Europe for like 3 weeks, and the second hour was the most boring second hour of TV I've ever watched in my life, but. I'm excited to get into that, and I'm excited to get into Dynasty tomorrow and to push the propaganda that a certain man needs to walk out of Philadelphia tomorrow with a world championship. So,
Who's that man, Rob?
oh man. So I would say I gotta say his full name, but that gimmick belongs to somebody else. Well, it belongs to Crystal and AO, but somebody else is using it right now. So.
Shout out Vernon Davis.
How sweet it is.
Hey, man. All right, so I don't know where I want to go with this straight away. Do we want to go straight into Dynasty predictions, or do we want to talk about that? You know, do we want to
Hey,
talk?
man.
Let's talk about that, nigga. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
I want
it.
to talk about.
Let's get into it. I'm
hashtag,
ready.
Yeah, I want to talk about hashtag.
Let's get messy, dog.
All right, so SmackDown last night, like I said, one of the most eventful episodes. Like there was so much, like it still would have been mad eventful even if this didn't happen. You know, like a lot of things popped off on SmackDown last night. So, but I guess the biggest discourse starter has been the Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton, face-to-face WWE Women's Championship promo segment. You know, it was advertised before the show. You know, big segment. Nobody thought twice anything weird was gonna happen here. You know, was kind of wondering like how it might go. You know, there's been some criticism of Tiffany in this feud. There was that split screen promo where people felt that Charlotte kind of like ran her over, you know. So there's been a little bit of discourse about Tiffany Stratton and how she can hold her own in these positions. And bro, me and Joe were talking about it on one of the streams, and it's like, you know, people were getting onto Charlotte a lot, like, oh, she's buried her. So Charlotte didn't bury her or anything in these split screen promos, but she was unforgiving, you know. If Tiffany stuttered or didn't deliver a line properly, Charlotte was right there to cut her off and, you know what I mean, run her over, you know. And we're saying, you know, Charlotte's a shark, bro. You want to be thrown into the deep end, you got to swim with the sharks, bro. You got to become a shark. There's not too many sharks in women's professional wrestling. And when we say shark, we weren't talking about like, you know, like great wrestlers or anything like that. We're talking about ones who are, you know, they lay down the law, bro. You know, they're happy to say no. You know, those kind of women, the sharks of this business. You know, but so we get to this face-to-face promo, moderated by Wade Barrett, which I thought just made this whole situation, the way it ended up, even funnier because he just kind of stood there.
Like, what,
Bro, he was
He
literally in the role that Tony Schiavone be in when they be like that promo segment. And then the nigga pulls up, yeah, Tony, you might as well leave now because it's just about to go down.
About to go down.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Tony, give me that mic, bro. You ain't gonna need that.
I loved this.
I don't know what Wade could have done in like the sheer awkwardness of that situation for him, you know, but he just kind of stood there. And like I said, it kind of just made it funnier because he announced beforehand, you know, like, oh, it's a situation, so I've been asked to moderate this. And then he introduces them to make their entrance and stuff. And, you know, when they get to the ring, Wade like introduces them again, like Charlotte Flair, the women's champion, Tiffany Stratton, they kind of do the poses. Charlotte Flair gets a bunch of boos and she's like, you hear that? That's power. It's like, okay. You know, it's like okay. And then Tiffany's response to this is like, hey, Chicago, what time is it? And they're all like, Tiffy time.
Yeah.
And Charlotte's like, that was cute. Literally says that. And you know, Charlotte Flair, she kind of just heals it up, basically doing her promo, saying that she'll give Tiffany Stratton some charity. Will give the Chicago a real reason to understand why there's no real comparison between her and Tiff. And like I said, it's very normal start, you know. And then Tiffany Stratton's response to this is like, Charlotte, you know, your biggest competitor has always been them, talking about the fans, and it's a fight you'll never win. She's like, you come out here, and she's like, and then she goes like, oh, you come out here and you act all tough and nothing bothers you, but then you go on this boo-hoo talk show crying and everything, and when it's all said and done, you'll always come second to your daddy Ric Flair. And I'm like, yo. Whoa, bro. She's not pulling any punches, bro. It kind of, the way it just leveled up for, like I said, from like Charlotte Flair, just normal heel promo, like, yeah, you know, I'm better than you and I'll give you some charity and I'll give you your moment at Mania. Then Tiffany Stratton like, yeah, well, you was crying about your divorce on a talk show and it was just like, yo.
Yo.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my God.
Where'd this come from?
Oh, man.
Hostility.
I think at this point, Charlotte's kind of just like, okay, you know, and she goes to start her reply. And then she kind of catches on that the crowd's about to start chanting. And at the start, it's kind of normal. She lets that sit in. She lets that breathe. Like, she don't talk for a minute. And you see this all the time when the crowd starts to chant. You kind of step back, let the crowd do their thing. And then she goes to start a promo again. The crowd's not having it, bro. They're still booing. Completely throws her off. Like, it's the most shaken I've ever seen. Like, a top star at the level of Charlotte Flair get in a promo segment like this, because it completely, like, bro, it cracked her, bro. They started booing. She tried to start the promo, couldn't get through it. Stops her dead. She tries to do it again. She can't do it. And Tiffany Stratton's like, This is my moment.
She's like, ah.
She's like, what's wrong, Charlotte? Cat got your tongue.
I was like,
Barbecue chicken alert. A barbecue chicken alert.
Yo, that was such a crazy advantage that Tiffany had in this fucking promo. Just like she heard it, she was like, "Yo, oh my god!" She got activate her fucking trap card as soon as she saw
woke
that
her
shit.
up.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch. Yo, Charlotte just froze. Like,
She
the
said, I've
controller
been waiting
unplugged
for
and
this
plugged
moment.
back in and unplugged again. Like, she just stood there. Like,
Yo, you can tell the crowd is what gave her the confidence to go off script, bro. It 100%. She wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
The crowd was like
100%.
quiet or whatever.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, she's like I said, the crowd just does not let Charlotte speak. Tiffany, like she just awakens. Something awakens in her soul in this moment. You know, like she started off hot. You know, she started off hot, and now this just sent her over the edge, bro. You know, she's like, "What's wrong, Charlotte?" And Charlotte at one point, because she can't get anything out, she literally is like, Chicago, like, what do you want me to say, man? Like, she just kind of throws her hands up, like, fucking hell, man, what do you want from me?
She's like, all right, bro.
She just goes, I'll let you get the last word.
Like, go and hit your little tippy time catchphrase and get the fuck out of here. Fuck
And
it.
then, you know, she did. She cleared it out. Monty, she grabbed the ball. She went to the top of the key, Monty. She went to the front of the court, and she called ISO Monty. She called ISO Monty.
She saw an opportunity to do something, you know, and she was not playing, bro. She was like I said, Charlotte. You could tell Charlotte was like ready for this to kind of get wrapped up, you know. Tiffany was just like, you know, I got more heat for you.
She's like,
what was you doing at 25? What was you doing at 25? Drinking in your daddy's basement. What am I doing at 25? Going into WrestleMania as world champion. Outside of the ring. What is it? It's like inside of the ring, you might be 4-3 at WrestleMania, but outside of the ring, you ain't queen of shit. And she's like, she stutters through it at the end. Then Charlotte Flair does like this completely like unhinged awkwardness in the moment.
Like you could tell, like
She had the baby party going.
That was fire. That's like the most underrated part of the promo. Where Charlotte's like, "Yo, speak up." That shit was fire.
Speak up, Tiffany. Too squeaky, Tiffany.
Yo, oh my god,
yo.
bro. And then,
That shit was fire.
Yo, then she just goes. Wait, what was the next part, Monty? Go ahead.
Tiffany's like, after Charlotte does this weird moment, there's that weird moment. Tiffany's like, what is it? It's like, you'll always be WWE's least favorite nepo baby. Then Charlotte tries to cut her. By this point, the whole promo is a fucking mess. You know what I mean? Charlotte tries to cut her off, and she's like, "No, I'm nepo queen, number one nepo baby."
That was fire,
Yeah,
nigga.
you be claiming it. Nepo queen.
Then Tiffany, just I don't know what awoken in her at this moment.
It's all red at that point.
Like you said, it's already chaos at this point. They're cutting each other off. The crowd's not letting Charlotte speak. They're just throwing random shots. Charlotte's doing weird impressions. Like it's, and then she's like, after WrestleMania, Charlotte, you're gonna be like what you are outside of the ring, all alone. What is it now, Charlotte? 0-3, and then bro, the way Tiffany like delivers this is like, she delivers.
No, you muted yourself, Monty.
Oh,
I was about to say,
Oh, he ruined the bit. Monty ruined the bit. You muted
You was going so
yourself.
crazy, you muted your damn self. What? Watch.
I don't think he knows he's muted.
You ruined the bit.
Nah,
Monty.
I knew my mic came unplugged. I think.
Oh, okay, he's just smarter than all three of us. Our bad.
I probably don't.
But like I said, she was like, "What are you 0-3?" And she scatters out the ring, like she thought Charlotte was about to swing on her, bro. Like,
Yo,
She got the fuck out of here.
that's how I know Charlotte got them hoes outside the ring, bro. Because she got out that bitch fast.
Bro, she used to be whooping on niggas. Of course she got them.
Oh, she's read the police reports.
Hey, the police reports, and that's not the police reports is out there, bro. So
Yo.
go read them if you want to.
Do the knowledge.
That's how
You know, like-
niggas know Carl got them bitches.
when I was watching the promo battle, I still thought it was worked up until Charlotte. This is how I knew they were like really hating each other. Charlotte did the squeaky voice thing, And I've seen women in real life argue, and they do that exact same thing. So I was like, oh, she's like, they're for real. They actually don't like each other. And I was like, he's shit fire.
Bro, it went completely off the
know-
rails, you know. Like I said, Tiffany drops that 0-3 line, and as she's dropping it, she's literally runs out of there like Charlotte's about to throw an overhand right at her. And Charlotte in the moment, clearly, Charlotte didn't know whether to do that or to do what she eventually did, and she puts the mic to her mouth, and she's like, "Is that why Kaiser was in my DMs?" And he's like, "What the
That's
fuck?"
how, yo. You know why, Monty? You know why, Monty? Because niggas know, bro. When you don't got shit else to say, you be like, "Yo, is that why I fucked your bitch, nigga? Is that why you like, bro? It's yo, okay,
Yo.
so." All right.
Yeah.
You just start getting negative at that point.
Bro,
You got shit else to say. It's like
Tiffany like was
Go ahead,
so
Corso.
shook at the Tiffany was so shook at the end. Like she really thought bro, she was holding the belt upside down, bro. She was shook. She's like, yo, she was my
bro, that bitch was an M, bro.
that shit was
Hey,
hilarious.
look. Hey,
You can
look.
see,
All right.
bro. Charlotte had a look on her face like, "Okay," you know.
All right.
I hope it was worth it, Tiffany. I'd be so surprised if Tiffany wins at Mania. Like, so surprised.
I didn't think she was anyway, but
No.
Mm.
That
she might not make it. She might not make it.
That match might get crucial. There might be some Yoshiko acting as a coward joint. If y'all know what that is, do knowledge. That shit might get ugly.
Well,
all I
Kaiser
know is
responded
this.
on Twitter. They just brought it up in the chat. Kaiser did. He posted.
Oh
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
He did a little clip of Shawn Michaels telling that woman, like, "Don't flatter yourself."
Yeah, I'm so
Alright, bro.
sure.
Alright,
I
bro.
would say something the same.
I know for a fact they checked that phone and he hopped on Twitter like everything's good, y'all. We straight.
I wish I could have seen his reaction in the moment. I wish I could have seen a lot of people's reaction in the moment.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
gorilla.
Yo, when he said that, when she said that, niggas definitely looked at him like, huh? Damn.
Yo, I need to see Andrade's reaction, bro.
Andrade's reaction, he was to wish Charlotte Flair happy birthday.
He's so beast.
You're a real nigga.
There's just layers to this, bro. Like, just the fact that it's Charlotte Flair's birthday today.
I know you going through a hard time right now, but I just want to let you know happy birthday.
You ain't gotta respond. I know
wish
she
you the
put
best.
you in the mental. I know you're in a mental figure 8 right now, where I can go ahead and hit you with that spinning back fist if you need it. You ain't gotta respond. Happy birthday.
I wish you the best today and always. You are an incredible woman.
Oh my God, he's such a
seems
monster.
like a very with no context, very harmless, very harmless
such a
message. You
monster.
know?
Oh my
He's,
God, he's such a monster.
That's the shit you send to the mother of your children on Mother's Day.
Yeah, so look. I'm gonna put it like this, yo. I love Charlotte Flair, and that hasn't changed, right? It's not like it's changed. But what I will say, bro, I'm not. Now, was the divorce stuff a little bit too far? Yeah, maybe. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like what the rest of Tiffany said. She didn't earn that shit last night, bro. It's been seeming like since the beginning of this feud, Tiffany's been being completely professional, been being all across the board, regular, normal. And I said, and these are takes that I've had on Twitter. You can go check my Twitter account for these takes. So these are not takes I came up with all of a sudden last night switching up. I said from the beginning, it seems mad weird that Charlotte's been being mad weird because she didn't get the reaction that she wanted. She wanted to come back as a babyface, bro. It's very clear she was bringing up her injury in the promo and stuff. So it's very clear that her intention was to win the Royal Rumble, be a huge babyface going into Mania and winning the title, so on and so forth. And ever since like they booed her out of the building on first promo, she's been being mad weird every week, not really interacting with Tiffany. When they do interact, she's cutting her off, shitting all over. This is not the first time, by the way, that WWE was building up another blonde like Charlotte and she was completely shitting on her. She did the same thing with Alexa Bliss back in 2018. She was shitting all over Alexa Bliss in promo battles, not letting her get a word out, and not doing. So this is not the first time Charlotte has done some shit like this, bro.
She's a shark, bro.
Yeah, like she's a shark.
I don't think she's been fully shitting on her though. I think she's just been like, you're in the deep end now. You can't be coming here and stuttering doing shit delivery on your promos, you know. And did it come back to bite her last night? Yes, it did. you know. But
Exactly.
these are shark-infested waters, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think
they definitely are. No, they definitely are. I'm not saying, but this is me in response to people like that are going on the internet and being like, "Oh, this was crazy, uncalled for." What do you fucking mean? Yo, if you attack me right for a month, if you attack me in a way that I didn't know you were going to attack me for a month, how long am I going to sit here and expect you to keep on attacking me in a way I didn't know that you were going to before I finally respond? Now, granted, like I said, should she have gone as far as the divorce comments? I don't think so, but it made it entertaining, but I don't completely think so. But like at the end of the day, nigga, cry, nigga, you heard that. Like you gonna have to eat that, bro. It is what it is.
that's a weird thing because we don't know how much of it went truly off the rails and how intentional it was and who knew what going into the segment and stuff like that. You know,
Don't
because
be
it's
no
like-
shark and turn into Lenny when it get time, nigga.
I think it said Lenny.
Yo, don't turn into Lenny when it get time.
No, for real though, like Charlotte's not the type of person to just like do that. She's just someone she's not going to give you any quarter when it comes to these promos. So you're gonna have to leave with something. We got 2-3 weeks till Mania, and Tiff in the back of her head was like, "Bro, I gotta get some shit on, like something."
I can't keep looking crazy, bro, because that's the way it looked like it was gonna go from the beginning. When she started talking, what did Charlotte say at the beginning? She started saying the usual shit that she's. And it's funny how Charlotte says when she made the Flair comment, the Ric Flair comment. She's like, you keep regurgitating the same shit, bro. You've been regurgitating the same shit at every woman they try to push for years. This is not the first time you've been sitting here talking about this woman is not going to be in here in 2 years. You did the same shit to Becky, bro, and Becky's like second or even above you in star rankings on the roster. Maybe second, but like you did the same shit to Becky and that didn't work. So like, why do you keep every time they're trying to push somebody? Why do you like continue to keep doing this? I don't understand. Like, I love Charlotte, but like that shit do be mad weird, bro. It is what it is.
She's a shark,
Roman
bro.
does it as fire.
I don't know. I think
either way, I love the Kills Entertainment.
like from what I've seen before this promo last night, like Charlotte, like to me, I don't know. Charlotte didn't say anything like too crazy to Tiffany. She did. It just feels like obviously, yeah. Charlotte was mad. She couldn't be a babyface upon her arrival because she was going through a lot in life, like real life things. So I mean, I would be mad too. But I mean, it doesn't look like she's saying anything too crazy before last night. You know, just like I mean, it just seems like the fucking 10-year vet talking shit to the rookie, and I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, not giving anything up, really.
Yeah. To me, whenever you have to bring up like non-kayfabe stuff, like bring up a divorce, that's crazy, bro. Like you lose to me most of the time, even though this was a different case, just because it's funny. But most of the time, you bring up kayfabe, and to me, it's like, oh, you lost. You had to bring this up, blah blah blah, and like I'm tired of people acting like. And maybe I'm biased because I don't like Tiffany Stratton. Like I don't think she's like as good as other people think she is. So maybe I'm biased and think she's overrated. But like I see people saying acting like she's a victim and like obviously she has the right to stand up for herself. That's 100% true. If she felt Charlotte was talking to her some type of way. But like, yo, weren't there reports of Tiffany being a dickhead backstage? Am I tripping? Like she is not just like this perfect angel. I get it's against Charlotte, so everyone's gonna take her side because Charlotte's been this like a dickhead for like a decade. But I don't know. I thought Charlotte won the exchange. I know I'm in the minority, but I
don't know about all that.
I don't know.
I think they should shoot fight at Mania. Whoever wins the shoot fight gets the belt.
You know what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
bro. That match, that might either be like the greatest match of Tiffany Stratton's career, and Charlotte just puts the boots on, or it's gonna be like the most disgusting political hit job we've seen in like 20 years.
Yeah. Also,
might be godly.
I don't know about after the incident with the Instagram post that she made, but I do know I don't think there's been any reports about like people not liking her backstage and like her being a dickhead backstage. I'm not really sure about that. I don't think. Like obviously,
she posted the
something might have
shit, bro. She'll forever get smoked from me.
Obviously, certain people backstage might have really been obviously like certain people backstage. I'm not gonna speculate or say anything. Like something might have come out of that, but other than that, we
I
didn't
don't know.
really get any.
I might have just been like guessing around, but I'm just thinking about the Instagram shit that's happened. I was like, yo, I mean, that's some big shit.
Hey man, Charlotte really would. Yo, if Charlotte could have, she could have. Yo, if I'm Charlotte, I would have been like, yo, let's check your Instagram post history, nigga. Let's talk about it. What you be doing on Instagram, bro? What you be looking at on Instagram?
It's war. So wait, someone in chat said
war.
A 3-year, 26-year-old is overrated. Ha ha ha. Too soon to say. No, it's not fucking too soon to say that because it's my opinion. It's not too soon to say an opinion. Fucking rookies in the NFL, nigga get labeled bust at the first year. I'm not saying she's a bust. I'm just saying she's overrated.
Anybody can be overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she's overrated. It's not too soon to say that.
No, it's not too soon to say that.
And people think she's really good, so I'm in the minority, obviously, but it's just an opinion. I mean, it's not too soon to say that.
Oh, you trying to lynch it for opinion, bro? Like sometimes you have to
I it's not that serious, but it's an opinion.
So like, I think with this, obviously we don't know how much it really went off the rails, who gave who what lines, or how it was put together, or who knew what going into the segment, you know. So I think obviously that kind of obviously affects things, because I think I can fairly say, I think our audience at least knows that like I'm a huge Tiffany Stratton fan, and I've always popped and really enjoyed Charlotte Flair. Like I love Charlotte, I love both of these women, you know. Obviously the segment went off the rails, and they were just shooting from the hip, I guess, you know. Well, obviously where Tiffany's in the wrong is if Charlotte had no idea Tiffany was gonna go there, then Tiffany's just flat out in the wrong, bro. You know, like there's no oh wow, Charlotte was cutting her off a few weeks. Like there's none of that, bro. Like yeah, Tiffany, you can shoot from the hip, do your thing, but it's like if you're gonna go there, like that stuff like that needs to be cleared beforehand, you know. Because obviously you don't know how Charlotte's going to react. Then like the way that Tiffany delivered that last line makes me feel like it might not have been cleared. Because Tiffany got out of that ring like she was about to get swung on, bro. Like it was crazy.
It's like someone been ragging on your ass for like a week straight, and you got the coldest line. You rehearsed that motherfucker in the shower for like 3 days. You finally get there, stumble a little bit, then you run the hell off because niggas about to kick your ass for real. Like, someone backstage was like, "Yo, stay in the line. Get out of there. We got point A, point B back there. Go through that tunnel. Get your clothes right there. We got Uber for you. Go to the airport now."
I just know. Like I said again, like we don't know how much of it was a work, how much of it was a shoot. We don't know. Like that's kind of where it gets a bit weird. Like I said, we don't know what lines got cleared, what didn't get cleared, or what subjects we knew would be touched on, or you know who knew what going into it, but. Oh man, it's wild out. Like I said, it's shark infested waters, bro. It's
did you see the Conrad tweet about it though?
Conrad did not seem happy if that's what the tweet was.
Yo. He was like, yeah, I seen it. Not happy.
No.
Nigga, who the fuck acts with Ja Rule thinking in a situation like this?
Come on.
Who the fuck acts with Ja Rule thinking?
People would definitely send in that to Conrad, bro. You know, I think it's his sister-in-law or some shit. So it's just like he's a guy that has takes and these podcasts and that. People would definitely hitting him up like, bro, you see how they're doing your family or something like?
Conrad,
what's going on over there?
Conrad, you know well enough. Conrad, you know well enough. Mind your business, brother. You know well enough.
Mercedes was doing retweets at people who also what's the word?
Bailey was like
speculating about whether they are shots at Miss Charlotte Flair, you know. But yeah, bro, everyone's got a take on it.
Hey, listen, everybody coming back from Mania. Hey, listen, all the horsewomen working during Mania weekend. Which horsewoman not working? And where they work at?
Who isn't working? Oh, Becky.
What was the retweet, Chuck?
What she say, Chuck? What she say?
Ghost Riders aside.
All right, let me get it. Alright,
Yeah,
Mercedes Moné retweeted. Tigers being it's a quote tweet of like tigers in swimming in the ocean, just looking cool and shit. So someone quote tweeted this saying, "Tigers being the real kings of the jungle, but never getting the title because lions have a blonde blowout will never sit right with me." Shake my head.
Yo, wait, but before let me just get nerdy. Tigers and Lions aren't in the same fucking place, so that's why they're not compared. But that's still beast for Mercedes. She didn't, she didn't know. She don't know that.
No, she be laughing. Yeah.
Obviously, like the sentiment is like, yo, Charlotte gets all this credit, but I'm really the best, which I think is like the right opinion to have. That she's the best at all of them. I think she's better than all of them by a pretty big margin. But
What's the problem?
I don't like Becky at all, and I think Bailey's past her prime. So like to me right now, it's just Charlotte and Mercedes right now to me.
Oh, for me, it's always been Mercedes and Becky. Like it's those two. Like they're the top two, and Charlotte and Bailey are the bottom two of the four horsewomen. That's how it's. You can put obviously I know on here like Mercedes would definitely be number one, but like at the same time, if someone said to me I've got Becky as number one, like I think you can like really what about you can Bailey back that with a really valid argument, But
yo, come on, bro, we grown.
What about Bailey at number one, Monty? How would you feel if someone said that to you?
We grown, bro.
She's never, bro. The thing is, like Becky's 100% reached the highest peak. Like she was the biggest star in wrestling for a period of time. No woman has ever achieved that. So like Becky's peak is like a special time. It's historically significant. Then like Mercedes as well is just kind of like she's so special in ring. I think she's like clearly the best in ring of the four. And that's kind of like her ticket to the number one argument, I don't think Bailey or even Charlotte. I think Charlotte's one of the greatest big match women's wrestlers in like US history, But in terms of like her whole resume, I just don't think it can. I wouldn't have her on like the same level as a Mercedes or a Becky. I just wouldn't. Then like Bailey, the same. As much as I love Bailey, and I think she's very well rounded, one of the better all rounded out of the four. I just don't think her peaks can talk to like Mercedes or Becky. I
think Mercedes. I think the thing is Mercedes and Becky, in comparison to Charlotte and Bailey is kind of because everybody's like at the end of the day will still love Bailey, right? Like it's never like she's had indifferent opinions when it came to her getting pushes or whatever on the roster. But I think it would separate for
sure.
Yeah, obviously, but like when it comes to like in terms of in-person fan reaction, I think Mercedes and Becky were like the two most consistent with what they were going for on the roster. Like when Becky was a babyface, they loved her as a babyface. When Mercedes was a babyface, they loved her as a babyface. Maybe not on the internet, but in person, she got consistent babyface reactions. Whereas Charlotte, she's had babyface runs where they were booing her out of the building, even before this run. So like, I think that's what puts them top two.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte third.
She's got the best out of everyone she's wrestled. She's gotten the best out of all the other horsewomen in their entire careers. My thing is, this is the first time in Mercedes' career where she's actually like treated like she's the star that she is, and she's getting to do the things she wants to do. She's elevating a lot of young talents, and she's winning consistently and not winning the title and then immediately dropping it on the next pay-per-view like she was with Charlotte that one period, 2016, 2017. So, like, that's my thing. And Charlotte, like, had that period where she just straight up dogged it on TV. And then just tell her it's SummerSlam or tell her it's Mania, and she's going to, like, work her ass off. Like,
I love Bailey, I love all four of them, man. I honestly do. Like, I'm not just saying it to like. I'm not even just saying it to like sit on the fence or anything. Mm-hmm. I love all of them, man. I think Bailey's so well rounded, and I think she's been such a like. She's been so helpful to so many other women and stuff over the years as well. It continues to be.
Yeah.
Look at Io Sky. Like, she's a great example of that. Charlotte's one of the greatest big match wrestlers, man or woman, of his fucking generation, probably. Becky's Becky, I love Becky, man. She's like an all time. I think she's great in ring. I think she's great character. I think she's done like so much. She's so historically significant as well. And Mercedes is like she's genuinely like she's alien. Like she's a special talent in ring. The way her mind works, she's got a couple little flaws in the character work and stuff. But even 9 times out of 10, especially when she's a heel, like she can make it really work. And she's so special in the ring. It's like.
And the thing about Mercedes, she's still only 33.
A lot of miles, though. A lot of
miles,
man.
but she's been around for a minute, but she's still age-wise really young for the business.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone in the chat said it feels like Mercedes is the only one who's not in the back foot of her career, which I think I agree with. I mean, I don't know. Becky's been out for a while, so maybe she's like regaining a bit of like motion in the tank, so she can come back for like one last full run or whatever she wants to do.
I mean, other than the steel cage match she had last year with Liv Morgan, that was like really bad. Her performances in ring have been pretty consistent. 2 years. So.
Yeah, but Becky's never, even when Becky say like her knees or something are fucked, like which I don't think they are. But, she's never relied on athleticism anyway. Like she's always been like a thinking man's wrestler. It's all about layouts and how she paces her matches and stuff like that. So
female edge.
No.
No. What's your edge?
What's wrong with edge, Monty?
What's going on? Why the very
that was a quick no.
Right?
What's
good,
that, bro?
What's the problem,
bro?
I've got Becky above Edge all time.
Yo, that is crazy.
I
swear, bro. I swear to God. I've got Becky Lynch over Edge all the time.
Like Becky, and I agree. I got Edge pretty fucking low.
See, like at least Becky at one point was legitimately the hottest thing in the entire business.
Crazy dick.
Edge was the guy who feuded with Cena.
She's like twice the draw Edge has ever been. I mean, like at her peak.
Oh yeah. Edge was never a draw at any point of his life.
Yeah, he's never been a draw.
Not now.
He's been a good. He's been a good part, and he's been a big player on many good.
Nigga, what money is that? Is Becky? What money is Becky drawing in you niggas' pockets? Like what the fuck? What?
I don't like Becky. I'm just saying, Edge is just bad.
We not disrespecting Colt, bro. I'm just not letting it happen.
I liked Edge a lot growing up. Obviously now it's a little bit different, but I'm nowhere near as like sour on him as a lot of people are. And I wasn't even when he was kind of like having a questionable run at the end of his WWE run either. But he's still Edge. I've still got kind of an endearment for him. But it's just when we're talking about proper all timers and stuff like that, it's just like. Nearly every name you bring up, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably take them over Edge. Like, it's just, yeah. But in answer to kind of what I think one of you guys brought up about Mercedes being the only one that's still kind of like not past her peak or anything, I definitely think there's something to that because like Bayley and Charlotte, I think it goes without saying, especially Charlotte with the injuries and stuff now. Like I know she's so like, she's such a like freak athlete and she's got such a drive that. I don't think she's gonna look broken down or anything like that. She's just gonna like grit through. She's an animal. Especially on those big show matches, like the Mania match with Tiffany. As long as it doesn't become like some political 5-minute squash or some shit, and they have like the proper 20-minute match we expect them to have.
Let's go.
I think Charlotte will be able to do something special in that. But like I said, I do think she's past a physical peak, definitely. Bayley the same. I think it's probably a bit more obvious with Bayley. Becky, of course, like she's taking his, she's Yowie Boo.
Oh my god,
bro showed up like a proper unk. Then like looked at it.
Yo, Evil, you hear this shit going on in this podcast right now, my nigga?
Oh no, let me just finish this. Bayley, like I said, she's a bit more, she's a bit more past it. Becky, she's a mother now. She's had this big time off and stuff like that. She's obviously, she's not getting any younger, and obviously with this time off as well, I don't think she's going to come back and have like a second prime. She's going to be great because she's great, but and then obviously then you got Mercedes, who's now, like I think Marcus said earlier. She's finally been given like a real ball to run with for a significant amount of time. She's just gonna continue cooking for the next few years, bro. So But Ibu, did you realize you did a face reveal?
No, I was like looking at my phone and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And it was crazy. So I saw just some nigga looking at me, right? And I looked like, where's this going? That's me. And then,
someone in chat said, damn, that nigga chop.
Who said that?
Yo, who said that? Yo, catch it. Yo.
I can't find him. Dame, this nigga named Dame said, yo, this nigga chop.
I know.
You gonna play with this lineup, nigga? Hold on.
Yeah, I know this is crazy dick riding, but catch his timeout, nigga. We not.
God damn, Rob, get off that nigga dick. What the fuck?
We not.
Yo, Rob said my nigga Ibu mad cute. What the fuck? Yo,
Christo, we gonna bring up certain DMs and iMessages from you if you don't. But listen, all right,
leave Chris alone, bro.
Wait. We don't even need DMs and iMessages. We got tweets. Anyway, yo, Ibu, you hear this? You hear this chicanery, this monotony, this disgusting behavior going on with talking about Edge. What, Becky's better than Edge all time? You hear this?
Listen, I'm not the biggest Cope guy, but I felt like I had to come in and kind of just tone it down a little bit, because niggas started getting doing a little too much, It's like let's relax, man.
What take was the warning sign?
I don't even know what it was. I just felt like the energy was getting to a point where, like, I feel like we were a minute away. I feel like we were a minute away from Chris being like, "Yo, the Coke fucking sucks," and I was like, "Ah, everybody, just relax a little bit." Like,
wait, Monty's the one who said that he has Becky over him all time, not me.
I know
that's not even crazy though.
Niggas taking WrestleMania main events that was 5 hours in with no crowd reaction. Over main events with The Undertaker.
Here's the thing, Monty. She definitely has, like, I don't even know if I want to say. Look, I'm gonna put it to you. Yo, Becky's catalog don't want to see Edge's catalog, bro.
It don't.
That's not fair, though.
It
That's
don't.
It
is
fair.
And it don't.
Women just got a chance like 7 years ago.
No, it's not just about
that does not count.
Nigga, Edge didn't get pushed until like 7 years into his WWE run.
Edge got carried in all his best matches.
That's not true, bro. That's not true.
Knockdown 6 carried the fuck out of Edge, nigga.
A little bit.
That's not just his best matches, though.
Cactus Jack carried the fuck out of Edge. Hardcore matches carried the fuck out of Edge.
He didn't carry it. This is where Ibu has to step in, bro, because Chris gets aggressive.
He had one match with Mick Foley. What are you talking about?
Hold on, everybody. I can't stay that long. So listen, Chris, you realize how many incredible matches you just named, bro? Cactus Jack.
Well, he got carried.
Nigga, Cactus Jack versus
Randy Orton and Edge owes Cactus Jack $2 million right fucking
They
now.
had one match.
100%. Easy money, bro.
They had one match.
Nigga, Mick Foley has like Edge has. I mean, not Edge. Randy has like 3 4.5-star matches, and like one of them was like Mick Foley.
Yo, Ibu, before you go, yeah, you don't have to go now, but who's the worst of the SmackDown 6?
Oh, brother.
Chavo, bro. Chavo, bro.
It is not Chavo. No, it is not Chavo.
It's Chavo, bro.
You don't mean that, Ibu. You don't mean that.
Like this.
Chavo has.
I gotta stop
a certain range, right? He'll never be bad. He comes out there. He guards niggas. He hits threes in the corner. He plays good defense. He gets boards, right?
That nigga is a 34% 3-point shooter. Stop it. He does not hit threes in the corner.
Chavo will never give you 30.
And Edge got 38.
Edge. Sometimes Edge will explode and give you 40, and you're like, "Oh, okay, Edge."
Pause.
Shit,
He is.
Now here's the thing. Angle and Benoit and Eddie, snipers. We know that, right? Them niggas is crazy. Rey Mysterio, hooper. Edge, look, was Edge kind of being elevated by his company? Maybe a little bit, but Becky Lynch still got a better match than Edge and Rey versus Benoit and Angle. She don't.
Well, because she didn't get to work fucking Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, nigga.
Becky Lynch don't got a better match than TLC too, nigga.
She don't.
She don't.
But you can't name TLC 2 had about fucking 8 people in it. Like, what was
He's not even naming. The
And
real
also,
match.
listen to the names you're naming, bro. You're saying like, oh, you didn't have a better match with like Benoit and Angle. Like, come on, bro.
Okay.
Becky Lynch ain't wrestling Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle.
Do she got a
Everyone
match
says
as?
she did today.
Does she have a match as good as Edge versus Mick Foley at Mania 22? No, she does not. No.
Does
she
Becky
does
Lynch have a match as bad as Moxley versus Edge at Revolution?
Yes,
God,
last
bro,
year
oh,
against
no, she
Liv
doesn't.
Morgan. Last year against
Nah,
Liv Morgan in the
yes,
Nah,
that match
no,
was-
that is not
was
worse. That is not
hard.
worse. That is
I
not
was
worse.
there. I was there.
You
That
said
shit
the
was
stakes-
cool.
Man said I was there.
I was there. That match was awful.
It was awful, but it's not as well. It's not as bad as that. Okay, so what I'll say is, bro, some of these do too much on Edge, you know. More Becky take might have seemed crazy, but I think Ibu especially, you know just how much I rate Becky Lynch.
Hold on. I'm gonna take it back and say this. Bianca versus Becky at Mania 38 is incredible. So
Yeah, bro, Becky's got loads of incredible matches.
no,
man. I know. Then also, when your argument for Edge started with, Becky's resume can't see Edge's, and obviously there's loads of context why that is, you know. But it's like that's not the only thing we're measuring here, bro. Especially when you're talking about Becky, like she's historically significant. Edge is like Edge was like in the TLC. Do you know what I mean?
You gotta understand though. Edge is significant to the artistic development of the medium, I think, because there
So
were
is
no.
Becky.
Not artistically, no. She's significant to
Bro,
wrestling
women weren't talking like they were talking before Becky came along. I'm telling you, like women were never carrying. No, women were never trying to carry themselves like the biggest thing on the show,
Nigga,
or
AJ
even
Lee
really
was doing
believing
that.
in that they could do that.
Nigga,
He was tired
AJ Lee was doing
AJ
that
Lee
shit,
was
Monty.
spitting on all the total divas.
Monty, AJ Lee
What?
would, Monty, genuinely, go back to watch AJ Lee's promos. She would let her fucking nuts hang. And
Yeah,
just
but
talk shit
AJ
about
Lee, it
everybody.
never worked. It never got to the peaks that Becky did.
Of course
Like
not. No,
Becky's
it did not.
Becky Lynch inspired a generation. You know.
Listen, and Monty, let me make this clear. We are both pro Becky. You can make the argument she's the best horsewoman. Well, not now because of what Mercedes is doing now, but like she's up there. I think she's great, honestly. I think Becky's great, right? But like, and I'm not dismissing her historical achievements. First woman to main event Mania. She got mad over when she became the man. There was a point in time when she was the most over person in American wrestling, man or woman. You feel me? So like, I get all that, but like, bro, she's not the first woman to just walk out there with mad swagger and just talk her shit. That was a thing, you know. Like I said,
Of course, Ibu. Of course.
Bro, this nigga Edge got
It
matches.
didn't reach the heights, obviously, and like AJ Lee can't see Becky Lynch, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking. No, but that's what I mean. So when I say like inspired a generation, obviously people grew up watching AJ. Look, bro, some of the wrestlers that we all love
Monty,
now, like
Monty,
they're always shouting out
Monty.
AJ Lee and stuff. You know, of course, there's been women that have gone out there with swagger and taught their shit. Well, I mean, in the sense of like it actually fucking festering into like becoming a main event player and inspiring women in that. Like it can be done, kind of thing. You know,
I'm talking about the actual craft of wrestling. What I was saying is like Edge's significance, in my opinion, like Edge's legacy. If you ask me, someone asked me like, what was Edge's mark on wrestling? I would say it's the fact that Tornado Tag Team Plunder Wrestling wasn't really a popularized active thing in the way that it became following the series of matches that the Edge and Christian Hardy's Dudley Boys matches like turned out to be. Because that type of stuff was only dabbled in like places like FMW and like ECW, and even then, it was more in the kind of like scrappy, wild, brawl, chaotic, they're just doing type of shit. But I'm talking about the really cleanly executed, like this spot and then this spot, and then these guys come in and do this crazy stunt.
no,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, that very kind of like that kind of like
you are right. You are right. In that
so
sense.
Yeah, you can't just. I'm sorry, you cannot credit Edge for that.
nigga,
You can't.
Bro,
In the way that
Bro,
Ibu explained it, in the way Ibu explained it, in the way that it's done in like the kind of the laziest way of explaining it is like the WWE way, you know, of like doing those kind of matches and stuff. It's like Edge was significant in that, but what I'd say to that, Ibu, is like that influence is diluted by the fact that there was 5 other people involved in that.
And Edge was
Becky's
the worst nigga in those
all
matches.
of Becky's historical significance. all of Becky's historical significance is like it's all on her shoulders, bro. Like she
Bubba
made
Ray-
the women main event WrestleMania. It weren't fucking Charlotte who got in it, you know. It weren't just because they had Ronda. It's because they had someone that fucking did what Becky did. You know?
Bubba Ray, so wait, Crystal, hold, wait, Crystal,
Come on,
Bubba Ray and Devon had better performances than Edge in that match.
Yes.
Get the fuck out, yo! Now you're trolling. Now you're
Yeah,
trolling.
I'm just
You
saying.
don't even
look,
like
look,
the Dudleys. You don't even like the
I
Dudleys like that.
You know, I don't like Edge either. Well, I'm just saying, right? And this isn't even just a case for Becky. This is a case for Edge being lower on. That he should be lower on.
Okay, bro.
No,
That he should be lower on everyone's all-time list.
This ain't even part of the discussion. This is just hating.
I'm not gonna.
the
So here's the thing. I get what Chris is saying. Like, here's the thing. I think like certain deep hardcore fans like do too much, and they act like Edge is like dog shit. Like I'm talking like the really deep hardcores, you know. But then like on the complete other side, there are niggas who are like, man, Edge is like one of the greatest of all time, and it's like not
One of the
not
greatest
true.
heels of all time.
And that's
It's
not
like-
true.
Like,
That's not
he
true
was
either.
cool. He had a lot of really cool matches in the Ruthless Aggression era. He was a very good talker. He had some fun stuff with John Cena. Like I like that. Edge is cool, you know. But like,
Everything was put in this nigga's. Everything was put in this nigga's favor. He first of all, he's a tall white guy, so that's already in your favor because you're tall and white, and you were.
Don't forget the long hair.
Becky's white too.
Yo, can I finish? You
No,
massage
let me
this.
finish.
Second of all, he was put on SmackDown with three of the best wrestlers of all time. He was put with Ray, Kurt, and Benoit. No matter how you feel, you know, you want to rank those guys. And he was also put with other like wrestlers who were really good at that time. He was put in the best work rate era of the early 2000s. He was put with some of the best workers of all time. And then still he did not stand out in the SmackDown 6. He did not stand out. He wasn't better than Eddie. He wasn't better than Benoit. He wasn't better than Kurt. He wasn't better than Chavo.
You keep talking about one era. Y'all keep
I'm
bringing
not
up
done.
one era.
I'm not done speaking. Maybe if you stop interrupting me, we can get through all eras, Rob.
Rob's
Yeah.
disgusted.
And then Rob chose him. Vince chose him. He gave him the pretty girl. He gave him Lita, the sexy woman. And that's all you really needed back then. It's manufactured aesthetic and manufactured aura by giving him Lita. And you put him in these hardcore matches where he wasn't the best. He was not the best worker. He probably wasn't even top 3 worker in these matches. And then we go to the John Cena stuff. Where,
oh my god,
where
How did we get here?
you know
Wait,
what?
he was a better worker than Cena.
You know what my biggest point is?
what's up?
They gave Edge all this, the Money in the Bank, the TLC matches, the pretty woman in Lita, and he still is not a top 5 star of his era. He's not a bigger star than Cena. He's not a bigger star than Randy Orton. He's not a bigger star than Batista. He's not a bigger star than
He was better than Randy. He was better than Randy though.
He was.
Star power.
Well, Randy tried. He was.
In WWE, it's not all that matters. Star
No, I'm
power.
just
Yo, the goalposts are like just moving the fuck around.
He's not better than Chris Jericho.
He's
He's
not
not better
first.
than Chris
You know,
Jericho.
for first it was
I'm not-
catalogs.
He's not
now
Rob,
it's
Rob,
star
Rob.
power.
Rob, please, Rob, calm down. You know,
Alright,
just
I'm asking-
settle
I'm
down,
asking
everybody.
you niggas is around, right? Just take like where they're being like the level that they're being pushed. Take that out of it, right? And this is just singles wrestlers, so we're not counting like London and Kendrick and shit like that, right? Who are the 10 best wrestlers in WWE in 2006? No order. Like I would say like Benoit, Finley, Regal, Edge, John Cena. That's 5. Kurt Angle, RVD. That's 7.
Benoit was still alive at this time, right?
Yeah, so
You said
6,
Benoit.
so 6. I said Benoit.
Ray, you said Ray?
Yeah,
You didn't
Ray.
get a shot
Ray's
yet.
in there. That's 8. That's Ray. So like Edge is like top. He's like in that top 8.
I don't agree. You're just counting SmackDown. It feels like at this point.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know niggas had a? Do you know the niggas
Shelton
they had
Benjamin,
around in 2006?
Shelton Benjamin?
Shelton Benjamin is better than Edge all time.
No, no.
In the ring, yeah, but like he never got.
Yo, Chris.
As like sure, but like he never got that big.
So you're abiding by racial limits put on black men because Shelton should have been a bigger star than Edge, and you saying that is just really telling. He was better than Edge. He had a
Don't know who was better than Edge, you
He
know,
was black.
6 would be
Who's better than
Chavo.
Umaga.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Pati.
Umaga was better. Yo, somebody said Maven. All right, bro.
That's crazy.
That's how I know you niggas. was
Dave
trolling.
Taylor.
He was like Maven wasn't even in the company. That's how I know you niggas are just trolling.
Undertaker was
Man, I'm
better.
just fucking around.
We're forgetting Undertaker. We're forgetting
Yeah,
some of the legendary
Taker was a
guys who are
monster
still
in there.
wrestling.
Did you even say Sean either?
Sean
Oh,
was
I
better.
didn't say Sean. Oh
Yo,
shit.
take Edge off this fucking list. Take Edge off this
All
fucking
right,
list.
If he's realizing his top 10 list is falling apart.
Yo, Monty, I'm forgetting the demons. I'm like, there's some demons. There's some demons in there.
Bellina, Mark Henry.
You know what I will say?
Oh, that's crazy.
No funny shit. 06, give me 06 Sabu over a lot of niggas in 06.
Including Edge, right?
Nah, not Edge.
Yes.
Not Edge. Yo, BB said Eugene better.
No, that's not BB. That's not BB. That's
I
not
thought it was
BB.
BB.
No, that's not BB.
I thought it was BB.
Nah, shout
I
BTO,
brought
man.
him up.
He was listening to Metal Links back then.
I brought him up, but he once I brought it up to him one time, and he was like, "That's not me, bro."
I don't believe him.
I definitely don't believe that.
Nah, he was in here during the Dynamite review.
How
He
did
had a
we get to
different reason.
Edge in this conversation again? I forgot.
I have no
Because
clue.
niggas started talking about Edge, and then
We
niggas
go-
said, "Oh, I
Hey,
got
man, we
Becky
go-
Lynch better
Yo,
than
hey,
Edge."
This is
all
Monty's
time.
fault.
One of these days, we're gonna go full first take, and we're gonna bring back for a special one night only. We're gonna bring back
Face off.
We're gonna bring back face off.
Yes.
And debate niggas legacy.
Yo,
We gonna
this
debate
is
niggas legacy.
disgusting. Like,
Face off
I
is
can't.
The questions would be fully disgusting because like our guys,
Yeah.
our guys go so far with agendas. It'll be like, is Adam Copeland the top 250 wrestler of all time?
Wait, but listen. And this was a nigga in the comments who's saying Edge not 150 all time. Okay, that's cool. Becky's still not better than him. Like,
Yo,
that's not the
Jumanji
point.
Hunter. Wait, listen, Jumanji
I don't
Hunter
give a
said.
fuck if Edge not top 200.
Yo, check
Becky's
this
not
out.
above him.
Yo, Rob, check this out. Jumanji Hunter said Angle, Taker, Finley, Benoit, RVD, Cena, Trish, Stratus, Regal, Ray, Randy, JBL, Chavo, Booker, Triple H were all
Wait,
better.
who they put in that list? They
Yo,
put who in that list?
some heavy hitters, bro.
Yo, Booker T was not better than Edge, bro.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
What
Booker
you doing?
T wasn't better than Edge, and I love
No.
Booker.
I
King,
love
I love like King
Oh, bro.
Booker and all that shit.
Yo,
The nigga that had to
I
suck his
like
job
that.
to get a world title?
yo,
No?
Edge lucky Brock Lesnar decided to leave. That's all I'm gonna say. Or he
Yeah.
would not be.
It would got crucial.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
got crucial.
Anyway,
Jeff Hardy came back in
man.
06. He was still
Ibu, I need to
good.
get this on record, bro.
All right, go ahead. I got
I know.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need to get this on record, bro. You know, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah,
You watched it. You lived it.
yeah.
How did you react? What are your thoughts? What
Oh,
do
that
you
was-
think happened?
That was
Talk to
incredible
me.
live. That was incredible live television. I rewatched it with my brother last night, and he was disgusted. He was so fucking mad. He was like, this is fucking horrible, bro. What the fuck is this shit? He was so upset. He was like, who the fuck does Stratton think she is? I was like, yo, this is. He was so mad. He's like, this is corny, bro. But I just look. It was good for all the wrong reasons, obviously, right? It was like, look, it's a total disaster, a total mess. What niggas don't realize is, if we were in self-made, if you were there. I was at work. We were watching SmackDown. I was with AO and the crew. And I made a poll in the chat, Monty, when Charlotte was coming out. The poll was, will Charlotte adhere to what was written down beforehand? And the answers were loosely, yes, and no. And loosely was winning. No one won the poll. And, and I'm watching a segment. And I'm like, you can pinpoint the part of the segment where Charlotte said, "Man, fuck this. Just fuck this." And she basically goes to Stratton. She's like, "Go ahead. I'm done here. Just say your go home line. I don't give a fuck." And Stratton, she was expected to, say Tiffy time and bow out. And she said, "No, bitch. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna start saying. I'm gonna get my shit off. I'm gonna pop off." Charlotte dropped her gun down, and Tiffany just blicked her in the chest. It was like, whoa, Stratton starts kind of going crazy on her. Charlotte, like a deer in headlights, she starts doing that thing where she's like, "I can't hear you. Hello." I'm like, yo,
that was fire.
That was
she's losing her mind. I was like, she's going crazy on live TV. Wade Barrett's standing around like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo? Like, am I supposed to wait? I just know Wade was walking out through that curtain, right? And Hunter was like, Keep him in check.
Good luck.
You got me, and Wade's like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do, mate. Fuck shit. So that nigga Wade, all he did, he just put his hand out in between them like Dana White a couple times. He's like, I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all do what you got to do. Insane segment. I got a lot of interesting reactions from people in WWE after it happened. And I'll say this about it. How do I put this? I just rewatched what's the name of the movie, Training Day, the other day. And there's a scene in Training Day where Denzel's character, Alonzo, goes up to the three kind of like top like guys in the LAPD, the wise guys, right? And when he sits down with them, one of them says, "What are you doing in here, Alonzo? I don't talk to dead men." And that's because Alonzo knew if he didn't pay the Russians by midnight, he was going to get killed. I say all that to say, Tiffany Stratton is a very compelling character to follow, very charismatic. I enjoy Tiffany. But Tiffany's a dead woman. I don't know when it's going to be. Actually, I do know when. It's WrestleMania. That's the date of her public execution. And listen, Godspeed. I thought she held her own. I thought she did great. I thought there was a nice receipt. You know what I mean? Standing up for herself, all that shit. But she is cooked. She is cooked. So we'll see how it goes at Mania. I am interested in the match. There's a version of that match where it's really stiff and rough, and they just beat the shit out of each other. And it's weirdly compelling because you don't know where they're kind of pulling blows and where they're kind of like taking liberties. So there's going to be like that kind of grim, morose interest in watching that. But I am excited for that. I thought the segment was like incredible TV for all the wrong reasons, because wrestling promo segments now are so cooperative and scripted and pre-planned, and probably for the best because it's like you'd rather just like someone write out like what this story is even about. And in the case of Tiffany and Charlotte, I don't even know what this story even is. I just know that Charlotte's out of her mind and they don't really like each other and they're just going into business for themselves. So, again, for all the wrong reasons, super compelling. Thought I was watching like 98 Nitro or some shit where Kevin Nash would just say whatever the fuck he wanted to say on TV. Some context that I think is worth noting, and I don't know how much this is out there, but as a shoot, Charlotte Flair wanted to come back as a babyface. She wanted to come back as a babyface. And her vision of her return is not what materialized. She wanted to come back, get the love from the fans. It was a tough part in her life. Get the love, get the adulation, you know what I mean? Win the Rumble, show that she could still be great, that she's still Charlotte Flair, she's still in her peak physical condition, and just, do that. And she had a preferred opponent that she wanted to work at Mania. And when she was informed by creative, like, that's kind of not in the cards right now. Can you work Stratton? She was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. But I'd like to be the babyface, and WWE was willing to go with what she wanted at first. But she went out there on the Raw after the Rumble, and the crowd was like, fuck you. And they made it very clear to her, like, this is just not going to work. You're going to have to be a heel. And again, she complied, but it's not what she personally wanted. And so that's why she's kind of putting on a brave face right now, but it's not going how she wanted this to go. And that kind of element is visible in what's happening in these segments. So there's a lot of meta fiction taking place in front of the fiction. And it's wildly compelling if you know these things. And we'll see how it plays out in the coming weeks. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that.
Man, one thing I will say is it's been a pretty crap build to me, and this is about the only thing that's like half-ass compelling to me. So I guess it's a win.
Jay and Gunther's a good story, man.
It is a good story.
It is.
Well told.
It's not a good story. Actually, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I was going to make a tweet. I was going to make a tweet about that storyline with 3 men. And I said, I don't even, man. Look, niggas seem to like it. If they like it, I love it. Whatever.
You talking about old boy and them?
Yeah, I was gonna make a tweet about old boy.
You talking about what boy?
Yeah, you talking about old boy and them? Hey,
I'll
say it when you leave, nigga. If you talking about the main event storyline,
I was gonna make a tweet about. I was gonna make a tweet about it. And I genuinely, like, this is crazy. Like, me.
What are you gonna tweet? Because you can actually say things here without people like calling you a piece of shit.
Yeah, but even like, it is what it is. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, I'm SA, man. I'm the guy that types out all this shit. But today I'm just scrolling through so many niggas' like cope tweets or like explanations for why this is all like awesome and compelling and incredible. And I literally just like, I found myself going like, y'all got it, man. Like, y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it. And I don't know if like Chris, you ever found yourself in that, or not? Chris, he's muted, but like if y'all ever found yourself in that position where it's just like, all right, like whatever,
here.
like it's, I don't feel like even fighting the fight or like even like doing the thing of like screaming from the from the porch about like why this is actually not good. Like I still feel this way, but it's just like I
You're not
run out of
passionate
Yeah,
words.
about it.
like
Yeah, I'm
10
like,
minutes
all
ago
right,
when we were talking about Edge.
Clearly.
Yeah, because to me it's like, yo, like look, Mania's in like 2 weeks. This storyline is what it is. It's not gonna get any better to me in terms of what I want out of it. This is what it is. A lot of niggas are eating that shit up, yum yum. Enjoy, y'all enjoy that. And to me, I'm just ready to just move past Mania so that some of the people that are involved that I like can do other things. And that's my thoughts on those guys. Those guys. But
What the name, Boo?
I don't remember. But
The Roman Punk stuff's compelling, man. But it's just like,
Yeah, but a certain guy just had to be involved. A certain nigga just had to be involved. I don't know what his name is. I can't recall. I just.
Monty's gonna
knows is-
bait me in. Monty's gonna bait me into a take, and I don't have it in me. Look, I'm gonna just say this.
I'm not, bro. I'm honestly not. Like, I swear
No,
to
you
God,
are.
like that was just
Look,
me
Roman
chiming in the
Reigns-
conversation.
I think Roman Reigns is the coolest person in wrestling, and
Yeah.
when he is just on TV talking his shit, it rocks. When he literally is just like, I'm gonna just let my nuts hang and just talk shit for a couple minutes, is God. Last night when he was in Chicago, before anybody came out to do the fucking storyline that they have planned out, and he's basically just like, hey, when he's just talking shit to Chicago, he's like, I'm gonna let y'all know something, Chicago. Punk wouldn't have came back if it wasn't for me. That was nigga, And I was like, uh-oh, when he's just saying, he looked in the camera and he said, he pulled the I get more love in the city that you're from. He was like, y'all hear that? Chicago chant for me right now. And I'm like, yo, this dude is a devious nigga. That's awesome, right? Beginning of the show, when Punk is just kind of getting his shit off in Chicago and riffing with Paul Heyman, awesome. And so it's very like I like the people involved. I'm watching Punk just be Punk, and I'm like, I like Punk. I'm watching Roman be Roman, like I like Roman. But when they come together to tell this story that they've decided on, I'm like, yo, this is just kind of ass. It's just kind of ass, bro. Like,
Yo, Crystal, did you find out what the favor was?
Dog.
Nah, wait, what favor? Oh,
Remember when CM Punk helped them in War Games and he was like, you owe me a favor? Did you find out what the favor was?
that he got the man event at WrestleMania, right?
No, the favor is
that's not the hashtag favor.
The favor is that Heyman is gonna walk with Punk out to Mania. And you know what's the thing about this, Chris? As a shoot, this means a lot to CM Punk, and this is a.
Why did he have to go off camera?
He said, "Paulie, will you walk me down the aisle?"
It just like Chris is crazy. Yo, Chris, you know give Shaq. Chris, you know give Shaq laughing behind a piece of paper.
This storyline side.
Yo, that's
So what I was gonna say is like, look, as a shoot, it means a lot to Punk that, and Heyman promised a long time ago, like, yo, if I ever made him at the show, you got to come out with me, right? That's cool. It means nothing to me. Nothing.
bro, because yo,
What does that do for me?
But even remember for months we were on especially on the Raw review, we were talking about this favor, and we were like, man, this favor, man, I'm very excited about this favor. Like this could be a world title match.
Put it you like this, Rob. This is like your man's walking up to you and going like, yo, let me tell you something, bro. What's up, bro? I had sex last night. And you're like, oh, let's go, bro. I know you was in her shit. Let's get it, bro. It's like, nigga, you didn't think you what this, my nigga? Like, do it for me.
Sick of this attitude. This, first of all, we're in the fucking everyone gets a chance era of wrestling, blah blah blah. Everyone has to be happy. Yo, why do I have to like? It's like the same people shit when someone says, "Well, they did their own creative, so you can't complain." Yes, I can.
Nigga.
Like dead ass. Like what the fuck,
bro?
Again, shit sentimental to you. I don't know you, nigga. Shit not sentimental to me.
So to me, it's like this. Look, here's the thing. It means a lot to Punk. He gets to walk out with him, and that's what's up. If you want to do the whole thing of like Roman feels betrayed, I guess. But again, fundamentally, I don't know what the fuck these niggas is fighting for. If Punk also revealed last night, by the way, we worked it out with Heyman. The winner of this match is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. That's all I need. I'm like, all right, cool. There's stakes now. There's stakes that me as a fan can get invested in a result. I don't give a fuck who wins this match.
Or even a world championship match.
Bro,
Like,
people are asking me who
like
I think
that.
is going to win this match. My answer is I don't care. What does it mean? What does it matter? Because they're not fighting over a title shot. So, okay, if Roman pins like Seth Rollins, okay. If Seth pins Funk, okay. They're all stars at the end of the day. And like, to me, I know watching it that like they're all going to be pushed the same level that they have been pushed coming out of Mania. Nothing will fundamentally change based on the result of this, in my opinion, at least the way they've set it up.
I think, what if they do a big heel turn though, bro?
Okay.
You don't think that's a possibility?
I mean, they could turn something. That's the other thing, bro. I'm seeing other
that doesn't discredit anything you've said about the build, but I'm just saying when you say like, oh, nothing's going to change coming out of this, it's like if they do a huge Punk heel turn and he links up with Heyman full time, then that's like significant, isn't it?
Bro, there's niggas tweeting shit like this. They're like, yo, what if? And they're pointing at their temple like smart guys. What if? What if it's a Swerve? And actually, to make the story more layered and compelling, Seth Rollins is the Heyman guy. And I'm like, my nigga, number one, that's not a number one. It is 2025, bro. Seth Rollins
what that clock say? 2025.
Who is tapped in for Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman? like
Neptune.
I haven't answered that, but I can't say it on here.
Somebody smell like shit.
Number two, right? That makes no sense. Number three, that's not a good story. That's just a plot twist for the sake of a plot twist. And the niggas who get excited about this, they've exposed themselves. They're the niggas that watch those Netflix shows that get really bad after like the first couple seasons. And like in the last few seasons, to keep niggas on the hook, they're like, we're gonna start killing niggas and doing random plot twists. It's like, nigga, this is not a good story. You're just doing shit to make Twitter go, whoa. You know what I mean? Like bro,
fans love them. They love them some M. Night Shyamalan wrestling, bro. They love that shit, bro.
Yo, like, bro,
as long as they're in twisting, is good. By the way,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like Swerve, just doing a Swerve does not make it a good. Niggas are like, yo, y'all don't understand, bro. Like, Heyman could actually be with Seth, and then like, this is really gonna take off. No, in what way, bro? Like,
they always pull up some innocuous ass like backstage segment from like 5 years ago that makes no sense to this current story. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You see,
long-term storytelling.
The favorite shit for me as well. It's just so like, it's almost like, remember when Joe was on that other stream we did like a week or something ago? Like Joe was talking a lot about how like the main event of Mania being presented as like this thing that like it's a title when it's not, you know, like it shouldn't. It shouldn't like blur the lines the way that it did, you know. With something like this, it's like, but Heyman being in CM Punk's corner for WrestleMania. Is that that was the favour I was always expecting it to be ever since this match started to come together. But it's like Ibu's saying, it's like, why is that being presented as something that like I need to care about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
It's a cool little aesthetic thing, and so to me, it's like, okay,
yeah, exactly,
bro. They mentioned this favor dating back to November. If you're gonna,
you know what though, bro? Sorry again.
What?
But you know what Connor's killing me. I'm seeing people like mad about what the favor was specifically about. Like, then the thing they wanted it to be was, if CM Punk wins, he gets to be in the Night 2 main event. That's like the worst pitch I've heard all fucking year, bro. Like all year, people are the pitch shouldn't have been that. It should have been whoever wins is in the Night 2 main event and make it a triple threat with Cena and Cody. That's literally the shit you were just talking about. Like those people who watch those fucking dumb shit series, and when they start doing dumb shit, they're like, "Whoa, I can't believe they did that." And it's like,
yeah, it just
like,
no. Okay, like that. It needed to just be something that me as a fan can go, okay, this match has now stakes and like the result matters. You know what I'm saying? Like beyond like the fact that I don't know what the fuck these niggas is fighting for, and their conflicts are very separate from each other. Like Seth Rollins has an issue with Roman for things that have nothing to do with CM Punk, and same with the other two guys. Beyond all that disjointedness, I'm gonna watch a match where it doesn't fucking matter who wins. I don't care what nobody says. It doesn't matter. Punk is gonna be pushed at a high level because you see CM Punk coming out of it. Roman Reigns is gonna be Roman Reigns. Seth's gonna be Seth. And to give you guys an example, right? Like, and this is not to be like tribal or anything, but like the result of Swerve and Mox matters. It's gonna fundamentally change the trajectory of the remainder of this year for AEW, depending on who wins.
You've got a better. There's a better example than Swerve and Moxley.
What?
It's apples and oranges, isn't it? Because one of them's a world title match. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Okay.
So there's like, I don't know. There's got to be another AEW match on the Dynasty card that means something, but isn't like.
But that actually kind of like illuminates another thing though.
But the Owen Hart tournament. There's a tournament. There's tournament matches on that show that mean something. You know.
They're doing a non-title triple threat match with 3 main event guys to main event a pay-per-view. Again, fundamentally, that's just so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Why are 3 main event guys? First of all, triple threats in general, bro. In general, setting up a triple threat, like it usually takes like a really convoluted setup to even justify a 3-way. Doing one and there's not a belt on the line is so dumb because you have to craft 3 people having an issue with each other at the same time. WWE didn't even bother trying to do it. They're like, we're not going to bother coming up with like a conflict, you know. So I don't know. I just think the story sucks. That's the TLDR. I think the story sucks. I think, and the reason why I think some people are not noticing it or they're okay with it is just because the people involved are big stars and they're very charismatic and it's fun to see them on TV. Like I just conceded at the top of this. I said, look, it was cool to see Punk at the top of the show. It was cool to watch Roman do their thing. And that's how a lot of these, and I'm not trying to berate WWE fans. I'm not trying to berate people. Like, again, I think a lot of things can get away with being bad when the elements or the people involved are good or likable or, you know what I mean? So Roman Reigns can just be Roman and Punk can be Roman and they're just fun to watch. And people can get hooked by that, even though the fact is this story is bad. It's a bad story. And that's common in a lot of different forms of medium, you know? So I've watched movies where I like the actor, but like a bad movie, you know? So that's kind of my take on this. I think it sucks. The conflict is artificial and the result doesn't matter. So that's my thing.
Like I said earlier, it's the only way they can make it matter is if they do. Like the only way they can make it matter coming out of it is if they do like an angle, like, you know, Punk turns heel or Heyman ditches Roman or something like that. But the actual result, like you could do that after the match, like the actual result, like EB said, doesn't. What's it mean? You know,
right. And one more thing on that, I thought Seth was doing a really good job on TV this year. Last night he was really bad and he felt like a spare part. I literally. Yeah. Seth just feels like a spare part in this week because it's like, again, Seth's sole issue with Punk is like, you know, the issue that everybody has with Punk on TV. You know, you're a hypocrite, you're this and that, you're taking credit for this boom, blah 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 blah. But that has nothing to do with the Roman Punk thing. Again, it's just like, did the writing team take a fucking month off? Like, because before somebody would bring this shit up and niggas would be like, okay, I have 3 questions to ask, and then they would hammer that before they get to TV. Now it's like, the fans are pointing out obvious shit that these niggas aren't even addressing. It's a bad story. It's a bad fucking storyline. And they're going to get away with it because they're big stars and the match will be fun and they'll do a bunch of finishers. And then at the end, there's going to be a Paul Heyman melodrama. And then he's going to fucking pick which guy he likes more at the very end of the finish. And Seth's going to come in and curb stomp one of them. It's going to be that type of fucking match. Dave Meltzer's going to give it 4 3/4. Russell Pierce is going to give the match 3 stars. And, you know, life will go on.
3?
Russell Pierce will give it 3. And WWE Twitter is going to call it cinema. So it is what it is. You know, if niggas like it, I love it. That's for them. I'm like past like being like upset about it. I just think it's bad. And then I'm gonna also say this before I get about it. AEW Dynasty. I think Swerve is gonna get it done. I think Swerve is going to beat Jon Moxley. Not only do I think Swerve is going to beat Jon Moxley, I think it's going to have the same formula that most Death Rider matches have, with all the interference and shenanigans, except this time we'll have the satisfaction of baby faces overcoming it. And I think this is just a prediction. It's not a spoiler. I'm not pulling a Paul Heyman here. I personally think that the deciding
Hangman helps
factor,
him.
the man that hits the clutch buzzer beating shot. No, sorry. Who has the game saving block? I should say. I think it's Hangman Page. I think Hangman Page thinks very deep about what he was told by Swerve Strickland on Wednesday, and he's been reflecting all these days. He's been reflecting and thinking about it. And I think, as a man, he's going to help Swerve win. And I think he wants to face Swerve man to man without the personal bullshit and the family getting involved and the houses being burned down and all this shit. I think he's going to help him win and say, motherfucker, I'm going to see you at All In. I'm going to win this Owen, and we're going to wrestle, and I'm going to prove I'm definitively better than you. No grudge, no hate, no barbed wire, no bricks. I'm a better wrestler than you. You're welcome.
No needles.
You're welcome for the fucking fake.
No Tuskegee experiment.
No feint.
No.
No Tuskegee.
And I think he also wants Swerve to know that he played a big part in him winning that belt back. That's his "you're welcome, nigga. I'll see you in Dallas." That's my personal prediction. We'll see if they go with it. If they do, I'm a beast. If they don't, this never happened. I did not predict this.
We'll clip it out. Yeah.
What else is on the card that I really should touch on? Let me open this up real quick. Let me open up Dynasty.
Hold on, though.
What about Darby? Ebro?
Calm down.
The Dynasty predictions are cool and everything, yeah, but just before, it's another thing from SmackDown. The Kevin Owens thing, bro.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens guy.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It's
quite
really...
a devastating announcement, really. He's going away, getting neck surgery. No idea what will be the actual outcome after that. So, it was quite an emotional segment last night. Kevin Owens having to walk away. It's not good, is it, man? It's a kick in the balls, man.
Yeah. I love Kevin Owens. I think he's a special talent and a special pro wrestler. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, and I'm not trying to be a doomer here. When somebody says they have a broken neck and they're getting surgery, in my brain, they're retired until proven otherwise. That's how I see it. Kyle O'Reilly to me was retired until he proved otherwise. So, and we saw Bobby Roode and Big E, they couldn't get it done. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. It's really sad. I think he is one of the most important wrestlers on TV right now, and WWE is gonna miss him. And they're gonna have to figure out how to get what Kevin Owens provides from somebody else, and I don't know if that's possible. But beyond that, it just really sucks, and I hope he can get right. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens was going to be a match I was looking forward to because it was a singles match at WrestleMania with personal stakes. It didn't have a shitty stipulation attached. Niggas was like, I want this, I want that. But I don't like WWE plunder matches, bro. Just let them wrestle. So I was looking forward to watching Randy and Kevin wrestle. They're not going to do that. That really fucking sucks. I hope Kevin Owens is okay. I hope he gets right. And we'll see if he can come back. So that's my thoughts on Kevin. And beyond that, my other prediction for Dynasty. I could be dead wrong.
No. Oh, fuck.
I think the wild card is MJF. And he still got 11 matches. I think the wild card is MJF. I don't think Tony's losing to Megan Bayne. Kenny Omega's going to retain. I think FTR turns on Copeland. I think DG and Adam Cole have a really long match that Daniel Garcia wins. Kevin Knight is going to have the best match of his life with Will Osprey.
Well, yeah.
Mercedes Moné and Julia, that'll just be there. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe always have great matches. That'll be great. So yeah, that's me on.
No ad breaks either this time. That could be special, bro.
Their first two matches were incredible. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All
right, I gotta go to work. Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all on Worldwide. I'll be on Worldwide with Anna and Joe. we'll be reviewing this show, AEW Dynasty. Hopefully it's spectacular. Hopefully it's a celebratory podcast where Swerve wins. If Swerve wins, it'll be a party and everybody's involved. I mean, not involved. Everybody's invited. You guys can pass by, celebrate with the crew.
I'm bringing the Henny through.
If Swerve doesn't win, then no. It'll just be a sad podcast. We'll go 90 minutes and I'll rush through the paper.
Still bringing the Henny through.
Just give star. He'll just name the match and give a star rating. Keep it moving. You know?
I'm like Moxley retained against Swerve in 29 minutes and 20 seconds. The match started. There was a lot of heat. And then Swerve lost. Anyway, just move on. But I believe in Swerve, and you should too, folks. God bless. I'll see y'all Monday. Also, hope there ain't no ops here, but I'll be in the Self-Made Discord watching the pay-per-view on Sunday, and I hope you guys will join me. Follow at Self-Made PW. The link to join the Patreon is in the bio, and at a $5 get-in price, you get access to all the Patreon content, to which there's a lot of podcasting, and you can partake in all the cool, fun activities we do, like Aux battles, watch-alongs for movies, animes, TV shows, wrestling, sports, and we do match recommendations, so much more. And again, we're going to do a watch-along for AEW Dynasty on Sunday, which I will be a part of. So I'll see you guys around. I'll see y'all in the Discord on Sunday, and I'll see the Wrestle Purist audience on Monday. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. AEW Dynasty.
That Ray Phoenix debut was interesting last night.
Yo.
Ray
Oh my
Phoenix, huh?
god, yo. It was so fire. Y'all niggas so mad. Oh.
Yo,
I didn't even think it was bad at all. I thought I was talking to AO about this, bro. I thought the agent was fucking insane. So like, obviously it's Ray Phoenix's debut match. He's wrestling Nathan Frazier. You're like, okay, that's someone who can kind of keep up with him pace wise and stuff. And it's like, even outside of Nathan Frazier having a bit of a wobbly performance with a few botches here and there, it was like, bro, why did Frazier take so much of that match, bro?
oh, he's better.
What?
Is he?
No, he's not.
Come on, bro.
He's not.
I'm gonna say you are tripping.
Nathan Frazier sucks.
Come on, bro.
Pretty bad.
That was a weird debut. Like that was the second thing I watched on SmackDown. It felt like they wanted to like have an epic with Phoenix, like how they had an epic with Penta and Gable. But Nathan Frazier is not on the same level, like audience wise, as a Gable. So maybe they wanted to go halfway. And there were some weird spots, and what looked like was going to be a finish wasn't the finish. Like that fucking what do you call it? The like implosion thing that did. Phoenix was like, oh, that's the finish, and then he kicked out, and then he, it was weird. Nathan Frazier was kind of stumbling around everywhere sometimes, and the crowd wasn't as into it as I thought there'd be, because he got a pretty good pop when he came out. So I was like, oh, so the crowd's gonna be into him the whole time. But it was kind of up and down. I don't know. It wasn't the best, but I don't think it's like the end of the road for Phoenix. But if he has a bad match with Berto next week, hey man, might be time for some conversations.
All I know is that Penta rollout and that match he had in his debut cleared this one. I ain't gonna lie. And Penta's not even like the worker of the two, which is kind of wild. But Frazier almost killed Phoenix on that dive. He almost smoked his damn knee. So he's very lucky that he's happy.
He smoked his knee for real.
Like that dive was bad.
Who is this?
I'm about to say, who the fuck is MWP?
Like, what's going on?
It's me. I've been having a
Oh.
whole night with my laptop right now.
No, it's an echo.
Yeah, wait, echo mode and shit. But nah, like
Uh-huh.
the crazy thing about it is, like, why did Frazier kick out of that? Like, why?
WrestleCraft.
I thoroughly enjoyed
Of course you did.
Phoenix and Frazier's debut. Now, was it this bombastic, fucking fantastic, great match affair? No. Was it like, oh my god, you need to go watch this match affair? No. But it was a pretty good standard debut, I thought, for Phoenix and for, I guess, Frazier on the main roster. Obviously Frazier was very nervous, first match on the roster. So I feel it though, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's your first match on the roster. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Niggas fuck up sometimes. A lot of niggas in the chat talking about Frazier, huh? A lot of niggas got wrestlers that botch 90% of the time that they like. So, but we're not gonna. I'm not talking about wrestlers that everybody up here likes. I'm talking about. And a lot of niggas talking about Frazier, huh? But they're gonna go watch Marigold over the weekend. So we not.
Is
so we
Rob
not
not connected?
Yo,
Is it
Why
Rob?
Anyway.
leave?
What's up?
Rob what?
Is Rob left?
No,
I'm
he's
here.
No, it's here.
No, so my connection's just moving crazy right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, but a lot of y'all niggas gonna watch
So,
Marigold and
and I
DPW
can't
over the
hear
weekend.
or see
So
Rob. I can just see Marcus and Chris at the bottom.
you know,
And
You hear
Rob's
me and
just-
Marcus?
Yours?
Yeah, I can hear and see you two fine, just not Rob.
Oh shit! All right, we
Oh,
can hear Rob fine. I mean, I can hear everyone fine. And see everyone.
See, I don't know what's going on right now. So all right, let me restart my laptop. You two,
Anyways,
however many people can actually be heard right now, just do your thing and just let me restart.
but yeah, no,
No, for sure.
like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? You niggas, some of you niggas watch Marigold and DPW, so your opinion doesn't matter to me.
You can't.
You can't. That is a crazy logic. What's wrong with you?
Yo, you say something bad about Rob, wrestler Rob.
So anyway,
Speaking of my opinion, wait, I saw an old boy in the chat. What's his name? Yo, Love May, bro. I quoted his tweet, right? I was like, he was like, yo, Maro, shut the fuck up. Obviously, he was joking, right? He was just like making a joke, like, Maro, why are you yelling? Because he was like, let me go. And I was like, yo, I'll take this over Shivani and Taz any day of the week.
yeah, bro,
No.
like yo, man, you're like you.
WWE fans are harassing me under my post saying, "Oh, that's how I know you love WWE. That's how I know you grew up watching WWE." What?
What kind of logic leap is that?
It was like, "Oh, you spelled it T-A-Z-Z, so I know
Bro,
you're a
Morals,
WWE fan."
bro,
Nigga, I
Morals
spelled
good,
T-A-Z-Z
bro.
so Taz doesn't ban these shirts and get on my ass. What the
Damn.
fuck was that?
What the fuck? Why was my face so close up? What the hell?
Yo, bro, listen, bro. Moral's good, bro. Okay, I'm not about to sit here
I like
and let
Moral.
niggas like, bro. Moral is a good commentator, bro. Like, some of the references, some of the jokes he makes, like corny, yeah. But like, he shows more. He shows more emotion than 90% of commentators, excluding like Mike Tenay and Don West in the last 20 years since like JR. So
Like,
like,
how many more times
so
do you have to
other
hear
than that,
AEW
like,
moment to be like, yeah, let me try to hear
this is
some
an
more.
AEW moment, or bow driver. So I don't give a fuck. I don't
Or you hear
give a fuck.
Taz trying to do a fucking
I'm
podcast and
so-
niggas is going crazy in the ring.
I'm about to say, bro. Well, Taz. I like Taz, but
like Taz.
not like all Taz all the time. Not Taz all the time. Sometimes it'd be like, all right, what are you talking about?
Bits like
Yeah, like when he be
bits
doing
too
dark
much.
bits, like with niggas in the ring, that'd be kind of crazy. But Morrow's good, bro. He's good at his job. He like he said, he knows the business, knows the moves, and bro, 90% of what made NXT as great as it was in the prime of NXT that it was Morrow's commentary. Like,
Well,
where's
when you-
Morrow's fucking commentator? Like, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh,
gonna sit here-
Ronaldo, man. He's
Like-
like, he's alright.
Bro,
You could be
imagine all that. Imagine all them.
outside.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like,
it's fine.
imagine all those fucking NXT epics with fucking Corey Graves and Vic Joseph and Kevin Patrick behind it. Yeah, I'm
no.
so good,
No
bro.
thanks.
I'm straight.
Anyway,
I'm good.
before my laptop just fucking froze. But it was so weird because I could still hear everything and like my face and everything was frozen and I couldn't click on nothing. And I could hear Chris giving his takes about Nathan Frazier.
Oh,
Yeah, that debut for Ray was a little bit wild. I thought it was It really weird. And Nathan had a lot of the match. And like I said, he kind of stumbled a bit in his performance. So. And I'll rate both of them a lot, but it didn't quite. It was a decent match. It wasn't like, oh my god, he had a shit match on his debut. It was nowhere near that. They had like an alright match in the end, but it could have been a great debut. Like a great debut showcase, and it wasn't. But
Wait, Mark, do you rate Nathan Frazier?
of course I rate Nathan Frazier, bro. He's a good wrestler, man.
Yeah,
But you don't rate Blake Christian.
I don't like Blake Christian.
Yeah,
Come on, bro. Nathan
Frazier's
Frazier better than Blake Christian, bro.
Frrazier's
Come
a
on,
lot
bro.
better
Yeah,
than
we ain't gotta
Blake
do that.
Christian.
Stop.
Who's had the better month last month?
Who's had the
Blake
better
Christian or Blake
month?
Christian?
Why are we
Yeah.
having a Blake Christian Nathan Frazier debate?
Oh man.
Yeah, I know.
It's so
Like,
easy. It's so easy to
Chris
have
just
the
gets
better month.
nasty, bro.
It's so easy to have the better month when you're wrestling like Kenny Omega and Will Osprey and like, come on, like, what are we doing here?
Oh.
Bro, I thought Rob's room was like on fire, and I swear to
Yeah, look
God,
like, yo, what's going
I
on?
saw a flame. I thought it was in the background. I was like, Wait, is that a lighter or
No.
is it? Is that...
Wow, get out of your
No.
room, dude.
For yo.
Anyway, I would have been like,
Anyway,
what's that smell?
let's blast through some super chats and we'll do these predictions properly. And we'll probably come in at under 2 hours, I think. All right. D-Dubs 199. Y'all are getting worked. Matching outfits? Question mark. Yeah, the outfits were very similar, Tiffany and Charlotte. You know, but we spoke a lot about that segment already. Obviously, Tiffany Kiyomiya versus Charlotte Okada.
Oh,
Nashville
I need
23.
I need that.
Nah, we not letting y'all. I'm telling y'all, we got 2 weeks. We not letting it happen.
Charlotte makes that Okada Kaito stuff look like child's play, bro. Child's play. That's nothing to Charlotte, bro.
Never and just what gets up from it and just hits her with a fucking natural selection. I need that.
Yeah, she needs to pin her with the big boot like Ronda, bro. That's what we need,
bro.
The big boot. Yo, it's funny because Ronda was booked so strong because, like, obviously, you know, like Charlotte was just like, yeah, you're gonna hold this big boot 1, 2, 3.
He's like,
people like to revise big, like prime Ronda. In her prime, she was really fucking good, bro. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2018, like she was really good in 2018. Sadly.
Yeah, bro. I would always like on MMA Twitter. I'd always like argue with people about like how dismissive people got of Ronda after the 2 big losses. You know, because of how like, devastating they were. People would always like say crazy takes about Ronda and proper like, you know, be proper dismissive of like her significance and how good she just was, and you know, then she came to WWE and she was like great, you know, and then she came back to WWE and she fucking stunk it up. So she had a weird run, man. But and obviously she's had some hashtag takes as well. So you know,
she apologized. That doesn't make it better, but she did apologize for some of them.
She did. Sure. But yeah, interesting woman. Remember when she was on Ring of Honor?
That was a good match, bro.
I actually like that match. I can't lie.
Hey man, she took a fucking folding German suplex and didn't cry about it. So,
so you're telling me this storyline with the Death Riders wouldn't be better with Ronda Rousey instead of Marina Shafir? That's what y'all telling me.
No, but obviously that would be better. Well, obviously,
by a mile.
It would also cost like $3 million per year more. So,
oh yeah, but Willow also wouldn't almost die off a powerbomb. So there's that.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, Willow's safety is worth millions in itself.
Jan Theodore said
you skipped the super chat.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What you say? I skipped the super chat.
Yeah.
You skipped the super chat on accident.
Which one?
What did it say?
I can't see anything that I would have skipped.
Wait. Let me see.
Is the 03 line one in the start?
I do not see it.
It might have disappeared when my computer froze. Like when my laptop froze and I had to rejoin. It might have disappeared because
What was it? Because we can't find it.
I can't. I don't know
Tell
what
us
it
what
was.
it was, Jan. What are you saying?
Yeah, just send it again, brother. Send it. It's just literally just retype it.
Oh, I got it. I got y'all. It was a $2 super chat. He said, "Who do y'all reckon came up with the 03 line?"
Not Tiffany, bro. I'm telling you, like Tiffany's delivery on her lines, was so like we can be like, oh yeah, she was shooting and it was in the moment and stuff. But the way Tiffany delivered her lines was literally like they were, I'm not gonna say like rehearsed and stuff, but like they were like fed lines, bro. Like I could
very clearly.
You could tell someone was, especially the shit about like the thing about. I need to pull it up now. Just there's a bit in the middle that's just like blatantly.
I think it was
which chocolate?
But loads of it, even just when she was saying about like, you'll always come second to your daddy. It's just like the way that she would deliver these lines. Like those definitely weren't things that she just came up with like in that exact moment. Like no way, I'm not buying that, bro.
That is Becky, bro, and like it has to be. I could just hear the Irish. You always come in second. I can't do an Irish accent, but yeah, I just imagine I'm like Irish. You always, you know what I mean.
We'll speculate. We'll speculate for years to come. You know.
Yeah,
You see Joe's tweet, like they'll make documentaries about this for 20 years.
I'll be there. But like someone literally said, I was like, "Hey, yo,
Maybe
if you try to
it
get
was
funny, you
Nia.
say this, say that."
People in the chat saying it was Nia. Nia does hate Charlotte, and they are close, her and Tiffany.
Hey,
She
man.
was throwing them hard bitches
Anyway.
with Charlotte in the ring a couple years ago.
Can you imagine a Jade Charlotte Flair program? Oh my god.
Oh my god,
It's coming, bro.
that would get ugly.
Soon come, bro. Post-Mania. Super Pony.
Jay, man, Jay wouldn't be able to handle that. She can't even handle Naomi on Twitter.
Super Pony 199. Kevin Steen forever. Please don't retire. Yeah, bro. We'll be praying, man.
Yeah.
We'll be praying. Super Chat's name I'll never say 499. I don't think Charlotte rocks with any of the white women in the locker room. That rises to her level, to be honest.
Don't be blind.
What the fuck is his super chat name?
We know selling that name. That's diabolical.
I read it once and I regretted it, like because I didn't
Why did you
realize
read
what I was.
it?
I didn't. The first time he super chatted, I didn't realize what I was reading when I read it, and I was like, "Oh wait, what?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my bad, y'all."
Yeah,
Yo, I
we know
agree
selling
though, bro. Charlotte, if you like pay attention to her Twitter and like, she always be around the black women, bro. I mean, she went on
Bro,
what's her name's podcast. She always be around the black women. Ibu read it twice in his return.
Of course he did.
Yeah, bro. I told y'all earlier, bro. Go back and watch I think it was the Build the Survivor series, the promo between her and Alexa. She was doing the same shit to Alexa, bro. You just go watch it. She's doing the same shit.
Listen, bro.
And I fuck with Charlotte, but
she had a tough 2024 year, you know? She's overcome a lot.
So did I, nigga. The fuck did I got to do with me?
Anyway,
you don't see me coming on here shitting on Crystal every week.
Well,
Wow.
Stuff it. Match from 84 199. Lashley versus Goto for the IWGP title at Forbidden Door Agenda. I fuck with that. I can fuck with that.
that's great, but we
It's
hold
probably
on to that
gonna be
Shibata joint.
Yeah.
I can fuck with the Shibata match is the obvious one, isn't it? But like, I can fuck with Bob Lash, you know.
That would be good.
Ish 499, 2025 Cope or 2025 Finn Balor. Finn Balor all day for me.
At least Finn knows his role. This nigga Cope.
Yeah, and that, bro. Honestly, I know we do our jokes, but that's important, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
someone like Finn being kind of like very comfortable and secure and happy with like whether he's gonna be the fucking mid-card title challenger of the month or do tags or do a few singles jobs or stuff. Like, he would do all of it to a very decent level, you know. Whereas like Cope there's a lot more disaster potential. Do you know what I mean? Even if his highs are better, you know, in 2025 or whatever, like even if you do think that, it's like there's just so much more disaster potential, I think, with a Cope on your roster than a Finn, you know. So
Like knowing what your role is on TV is very important, especially on a roster like that talented.
yeah, your role will never
thoughts on
stay the
what?
change, innit?
Thoughts on what?
But which one are you picking in the super chat?
I mean, at least. Never mind. Y'all not gonna agree. So I'm gonna just. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just. Hey man, one happy with being a loser, while the other one has got to make some changes. You know what I'm saying? Got to make. The other one lay down like he had a brothel to get pinned. The other one, you know, not so much. He got to have some things happen before he lose. I don't know.
Hey, what we call that, Rob? What we call that?
We call that self-respect, nigga. That's what we call that. Yo, Finn Balor, you were in Tokyo Domes, nigga. Respect yourself.
He wasn't man of
He wasn't. You beat Tanahashi. Didn't he beat? No, you beat. Was it Okada or Tanahashi? You beat? I forgot which one. You beat one of them niggas though. Respect.
No,
yourself.
that was 20 years ago, bro. Come on.
That was 10 years ago.
Anyway,
nigga was saying don't drop that thunder when that happened, bro. Come on now.
Anyway. Actually, I don't even think that was actually not a bad question either. I don't think. Like, when I said Finn, I know I said it quick, but it wasn't one of like, oh, Finn by miles, you know. But Kyle of Kale, 50 pounds, so I appreciate it as always, brother. Becky versus Pelé is better than anything that old Canadian anti-draw White has ever done. Keep her name out your mouth.
Just crazy. I agree too. I don't even like Becky, but she's better than that.
That's what's spectacular. I will say that.
Having Canadian and white
I'm
as
so
separate
sure.
things.
I'm so
like-
sure.
This is a diabolical.
Hey man, we got the highest drawing Raw segment in history. Cried, nigga. Oh.
Does he?
Oh yes, we do.
No, no, you don't.
No, you
Yes, we
don't.
did. The
It's
highest.
the Rock and-
didn't they have-
Rock Mankind. This is your life is the highest.
well,
Yeah,
we got the highest one of the 2000s anyway, so I don't care.
Now you're just like, all right, bro.
This is a crazy goal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm moving the goalpost, nigga. Ain't who gonna stop me?
You are disgusting.
Anyway. Wrestling Night's Finest 199. Edge has a higher cage match rating than The Rock. Yeah, that's fucking disgusting,
Cage match,
mate.
huh?
I can't lie. That's nasty. Caster Shell 999. Appreciate you as always, brother.
Oh, what's up, Cassie?
Good caster.
Edge is Jason Tatum in this era of the NBA. Great player and champion, but never considered top 5 in the league. Overshadowed by better guys.
Tell you this, top five.
That's okay.
What do you consider?
No, I think
That's okay.
Tatum's top 5. He's overshadowed for sure, but I think people think he's top 5. Wait, are you talking about like
He's top
Edge's
5.
career or him? I'm guessing he's talking about Edge's career in totality.
Okay, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Not a perfect comparison, but I guess.
Yeah, it's not. He's more like
Tall Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Nah, Paul Pierce was cold. Nigga. He more like a Joe Johnson. You know.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, he just steady. He give you a steady 23 a night.
Yeah, he'll get you that 7th seed, but other than that,
Some fucking.
Edge has more good matches than Rocky. Yeah, I'm so sure he does.
yeah, I'm
I-
very sure of that.
Well, that's not fair to Rock, even though that's not true. Saying that it's not fair to Rock is Rock's first career only was like what, maybe 4 or 5 years, and then he didn't really
longer than
wrestle
that.
that long. I'm about to say
It's
like
longer than that.
I don't think
Because it was like
You sure?
96. He was like 96 to 0.
oh 2 yeah oh,
3?
3, okay it was 7 years, and then Edge's was like 99 to 11, and then. Yeah, so like that's still not fair, and plus he don't have more good matches than Rock, so that's just not true.
Yeah, Dwayne's got a really underrated match catalog, I think, especially when you actually go back and watch those matches. Like, yeah, but Dwayne's got a lot. I fucking love Dwayne. I think we all do these days.
We hog tie anybody that says he's a bad wrestler, because anybody that says that has never watched him play in their life.
It's like the Stone Cold thing. People are like, oh, Stone
Nah, bro,
Cold was a promo guy, bro.
Blake Christian is better than The Rock, bro.
Hey, man, some people might say Cole Radrick is up there. Some people might say that. Ain't us. Somebody out there
Let's
saying
pull
it.
up this. Let's pull up this fucking Dynasty card then. All right, we're gonna start with like the tag matches, yeah. Then we'll move into title matches, and then no, we'll do the tag matches, the non-title matches, and then the title matches. So the 6-man tag titles. Obviously, everyone knows Death Riders, Yuta, Claudio, Pac are taking on. What the fuck do they even call themselves?
Rated
Like Cope,
FTR.
Cope TR or something. It's just
Look, bro.
rated FTR, FTR, Cope. I think this will be fine. I don't really have high expectations or low expectations for this, to be honest. I think. Who am I going for the winners? I think the Death Riders retain. Yeah.
FTR turn heel. FTR turn heel.
Please.
FTR turn heel.
Please.
We were go ahead, Chriso.
I know someone. I don't know if he wants to be named or not, but one of our friends is like FTR should turn heel, and they should have Dynamite Jr. be the third guy, and so he can get some reps in with them. I would like that.
Yeah,
Nah, bro, it's gotta be DG, bro.
I'm so sure.
They forgot about DG? Y'all just wait him like 3 weeks ago?
No, but you know what it is, and it's also real quick. The reason why I think FTR should turn heel, bro, they haven't had a great match, at least to me, as a face, or even before. Like, let's exclude the Collision matches with Bullet Club Gold on Collision. They haven't had a great run as baby faces. No, I'm not like excluding, bro. Everything else they did in 2023 was horrible. And then excluding those matches out of 2023, they haven't really had a good run as faces since 2022. And it's just like, They don't feel, bro. And Crystal, like I said the other day on the Dynamite review, Crystal, I think it was Crystal or AO that said it once on a review. FTR's whole gimmick is no flips, just fists, and their gimmick works. That gimmick works way better for them when they're heels. It doesn't work for them when they're fucking baby faces, bro. It just that whole gimmick doesn't fucking work. And so, like, bro, I was watching the Revival the other night, bro. Bro, like, them as heels, it actually means something with the character that they go with, bro. They haven't felt interesting as baby faces in years. Like that fake we're standing up for AEW shit that they were doing. Not saying that they don't care about and love AEW, but it just felt so like manufactured last year. Like, bro, they need to be heels again to have some sort of revitalization with their careers.
The other thing is, even with the Death Rider stuff, when they got involved, their whole thing was like, bro, I don't even disagree with y'all niggas like that, but y'all tried to kill my mans. Y'all right, but y'all made it personal. So why am I trusting you as a babyface team when you literally align with the heels?
But then it's like, what do you mean? How are you telling the Death Riders they're right when all 2024 you were running around AEW saying this is the best place ever? But now you agree with the Death Riders and that this place is horrible and needs to change? Make up your fucking mind. Like, that's why they need to be heels again. Make up your fucking mind.
Yeah, bro, I'm not trying to see Dax pay off Paul Turner in the backstage segment. I hope y'all had that talk now and just hit the nigga with a damn shadow.
That did pop me. I can't lie. Like following up on that and being like, Dax been like, all right, bro, go take your wife out. Take your wife out for a nice dinner and shit. But no, I agree with like 70-80% of what Rob said in the sense of like they definitely do. I do think they do need like revitalising, and I don't think they are very interesting as baby faces. I do think the performances have maintained a pretty decent level, to be honest. Though, you've got the matches with obviously the the Juice and Jay White matches. Even if you take those out, though, it's like didn't like the Adam Cole MJF match on Collision. Remember that? Like that was like the most highest drawing thing in Collision history.
That was
they had. They've had a couple Bucks matches in that time, which have all been pretty decent. The one at Dynasty, I think last year was pretty good as well. What else have they done, bro? They've done a few different things. They've done the stuff with the House of Black, which some of it was actually pretty good. People thought Malachi actually like woke up and shit for it,
I like the cage match, even though he escaped the cage rules.
Yeah, exactly. So they had a good match with
the
Acclaimed. They had a good match with the Acclaimed as well at some point on like a Dynamite.
Yeah, it was like the middle of Acclaimed's title run, and then
and obviously very recently the Kyle and Roddy matches I thought were both very good. So they haven't peaked the way they were in 2022 though, where they were like blatantly the best tag team in the world and shit and fucking
blatantly.
Oh come on, bro.
It's debatable, but they were hot, but it's debatable.
That's like the hottest a tag team has been since like peak Bucks, like the way that like people would talk about them and that, like the matches started drawing and everything. But yeah, they had a special run in 2022. I do agree they should probably turn heel very soon. I think that obviously is the direction they're going in because they've already kind of planted those seeds. But I hope this match is all right, not too boring or anything like that. Do you know
it's
what I mean?
Death Riders match. It'll be boring.
It'll be boring, bro.
Come on, man.
And it's going 20.
Yo.
Cash to do like an insane dive or some shit, bro.
That match is gonna get way too ambitious for something. I'm telling you.
You're getting a 2023, early 2024 FTR Trios Collision 30-minute banger, and you're gonna like it.
No.
And we doing heat on every single baby face in the match, and everybody's getting a hot tag.
We all got the Death Riders though, yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. I'm gonna make a banner on the bottom. Do some high level production shit. So we all voting for Death Riders.
Yo, can losers and predictions do a punishment, Monty?
We'll have to write it all down.
A brazen bull. Loser goes into the brazen bull.
You know what? We can't even do it, bro, because we're not all on the same pods all the time.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? So it's not like we can be like, next week, Chris is gonna shave his head. Like we can't.
Yeah.
Obviously, if someone was gonna do some crazy shit like that, I'm sure we'd all show up for it, innit? But like, we can't really do the forfeit thing. But it's definitely something I want us to try to do eventually, though, because.
Wait, are you good, bro? Wait, what do you mean loser goes on the brazen bowl? Yeah, you good,
Yeah,
bro?
are you all right?
What happened?
You know what happened?
I just don't plan on losing.
You know, fuck the banner at the bottom. All right, next match we're gonna predict on is another easy one. AEW tag titles. Hurt Syndicate, Bob Lash, Shelton Benj versus Big Bill, Brian Keith of the Learning Tree.
You hurt people.
Yeah, Hurt Syndicate. I think they're gonna wrap this one up pretty. Probably be the shortest match on the card, won't it?
They're no last like,
I'm like interested to see which match goes first, this or Jericho and Bandido, because I can see like if this goes on first, them maybe accidentally costing Jericho the Bandido match or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that happening. It's kind of it would line up with the story they're telling anyway. Hurt Syndicate, Big Bill, Brian Keith. I ain't got much to say about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it'll be a good match
though.
Yeah, it should be a decent match. It's not the worst replacement. Obviously, this was originally planned to be, the Murder Machines, which would have been that'd have been really cool to see. Obviously, that was building for a little while as well, and but. You kind of get what you get, don't you? So we'll see how MJF, if he does play into it. Does anybody have any? Do anyone got any predictions or any takes on what they think MJF's involvement in this will be? Or we're just gonna kind of wait and see what happens with him?
I have to wait and see.
I think we'll just wait and see. I don't know. I can't really tell.
Because it's like I can't see him doing something where he fucks up all their stuff because it's too early. And it's like it don't really achieve anything, does it? You know what I mean?
No.
He doesn't achieve anything if MJF is already fucking up. And it's like MJF shouldn't be helping them to win because they should be able to. Hurt Syndicate should be able to deal with Big Bill and fucking Brian Keith, bro. So that's I don't know. I'm not sure what we get there, but I still think the Hurt Syndicate obviously win regardless of what happens. So, all right, those are two easy ones. Non-title matches we've got. Will Osprey, Kevin Knight, biggest night of Kevin Knight's career, comfortably. Yeah. And yeah, man, who else would you wouldn't if you're someone like Kevin Knight, you wouldn't rather wrestle pretty much anybody else, would you? On your big moment like this, especially with it being Will, somewhat familiar with him from Japan. I know they haven't exactly wrestled 50 matches or anything like that, but obviously they're going to be familiar with each other. Will obviously is his pay-per-view record and just general in-ring record in AEW his output's been outrageous. So, and Kevin Knight's obviously he's a very promising talent, bro. He's a very promising talent. A lot of people are excited about him, and he's living up to it so far. And
there is one significant thing about this: him getting a singles match on Dynasty, other than the fact that he's been signed for 2 weeks. In the mortal words of a young man from my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida, he's a young black man. Doing all that he can. And he's getting a single spot on a pay-per-view on some other places that wouldn't do this. I'm just throwing it out there, Something to monitor.
just what those promotions are, Is it TNA,
TNA.
Hey man, but yeah, Kevin Knight, cool to see him in this position, as Marcus said. There is a real element to that as well, bro. We're obviously on this show, and a lot of even just people in our circle, bro. I like to think we're mad diverse in it. So obviously we're gonna pop, bro, for young black wrestlers getting on pay-per-view cards, and we're gonna complain when they're not on them, So. Yeah, that's a cool element to it as well. I think he's gonna kill it, man.
It'll be the match of his life by a country mile. I've been really impressed with. I think the Jay White match was a different style, the way he did in the preview tag on Wednesday with Osprey, where he got to show more of his athleticism and his charisma. So him just going balls to the wall with Will, with no damn commercials, none of that shit. You're on pay-per-view. This is a good thing about this Dynasty pay-per-view. It's not one of the big tentpole shows of AEW, but this is a chance for guys like him, and then usually guys like Keith and Brian Keith and Big Bill, who don't get on pay-per-views often, to show out and show that they can run with the ball for a cycle. And if
Yeah,
you run with the ball, score a touchdown, then okay, we'll see what happens with double or nothing, and we'll keep you in the TV rotation and this, that, and the third. And I like this. This is a good spot for him.
Yeah, man, it's a cool spot. Obviously, unfortunate that Jay got hurt, you know, and he's been a straight replacement. But it's a good replacement, bro, and it's a good way to give him some juice coming into the promotion because with someone like Kevin Knight, especially like with them at the moment doing this MJF thing with the Hurt Syndicate, it's like, well, I think we spoke about this a few weeks ago, like, he's someone that you kind of need to have an idea what you're going to do with him as soon as he comes in, you know, and obviously the Hurt Syndicate thing was kind of like a natural thing that a lot of people thought of. Obviously, with them doing this MJF thing, even if he is eventually going to be involved with the Hurt Syndicate, it doesn't look like it's happening right now, this second, you know, so this is a nice little, like I said, bro, just a good way to give him some juice, man. We've all got Osprey, though, obviously, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun sprint, like a good Destination America type sprint. It doesn't have to go long because these two are high paced athletes, and yeah, I think Kevin Knight's gonna win the crowd over tonight. Osprey's gonna give him everything.
Osprey's gonna like hold his arm up at the end and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Good shit though. Alright, Osprey, Knight, and then the other non-title match, I believe, is Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher, which is an Owen Hart match, Owen Hart Foundation tournament match. Yeah, man. I think Mark said about no commercial breaks in this match for Kevin Knight's debut. Say that here. Obviously, no commercial breaks in the whole pay per view, but like these two have already had great TV matches with commercial breaks and shit in them. So who knows what they're going to be on pay per view? He's a point I just took way too long to get out, but yeah, man. Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe. I'm fired up for this one, bro. I'm fired up for this one. I am actually looking forward to it, even though it was kind of just thrown on last minute. But I don't care, bro. It's Mark Briscoe, you know.
Yeah,
obviously Kyle Fletcher's great as well. He's been amazing, like the past however many months it's been. And yeah, I expect him to go 3 for 3. Great matches against each other, bro. I'd say I'm gonna go with. Let me take one quick look at the bracket. I'll never fully write off Mark Briscoe until I know for sure. You get me? Like, I gotta know for sure before I go against my guy.
Never forget you picked him to win the C2 the first year.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe's losing this.
Yeah, he's going to give us a nice 4 3/4 and bow out gracefully the big pro.
Us not knowing who the wild card is kind of throwing me off because if it's MJF, I can see like the Hurt Syndicate costing Hangman or whatever. And I don't think they would do heel versus heel, Proto Star versus MJF. But I don't think MJF's the wild card at all. I think it's someone else.
I think to be honest.
Hey, he losing his debut. But
It is what it is, Kane. Strong style.
I think Briscoe has a better chance to win this than like Kevin Knight has to win his match. But I mean, it all depends on who you think is winning the tournament. But I had a tweet. I was like, yo, these two might be like wrestling soulmates because they always have great matches together. Blah blah blah. I can see this being like a world title match. Like this is like down when Kyle wins it, which is probably gonna be the next year and a half or whatever. And I can see him dropping it to Mark Briscoe. Like I know this is long, like this way out there fantasy booking, but I can see it. I think they have great chemistry. Like the perfect heel, perfect face. Yeah. So
booking Mark Briscoe's world title right?
Yeah.
Mapping it out.
Get the Proto Star on the way. You know, it's just like
how Chris Almonte will book.
Bro. You know, then Obafemi comes in. You know, but yeah, it'd be interesting really to see how this plays out because as Chris said, it kind of depends on who you think's winning the tournament, and the result of this match could edit how you feel about that, and then you might start feeling a certain way about the main event or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like this could be a whole emotional roller coaster tomorrow, bro. You know, But we all is anybody back in Briscoe? Or we all back in Kyle Fletcher? We all back in
Fletcher.
It's Big Pro Star, but it would be nice to have an upset here. It would be cool.
Probably the closest out of the 3 matches we spoke about.
Yeah, I agree.
the 3 matches we spoke about is probably the closest we've been so far, but we're still all going with Big Fletch. Alright, so Fletcher versus Brisco, Osprey versus Kevin Knight, and the trios and tag titles matches. And now we're going to be talking about, well, I guess this isn't actually a title match, even though it does have a champion in it. Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart, another Owen Hart, obviously women's tournament match. And I'll be honest, bro, I was kind of surprised to see Julia Hart put in this tournament and then put in this first match to get like the pay-per-view match with Mercedes. I know that she's somebody that they obviously have given like someone that they obviously care about, you know, pushing and being successful and stuff like that. And I don't think she's like disgustingly overpushed or anything like that, but it's just like I've not seen anything from her in these performances since she's came back to be like, all right, let's throw her on pay-per-view with Mercedes. Like nothing at all, you know.
No.
And I do not mind Julia. I genuinely do not mind her at all. But she's this is a big spot to be put in, bro. You're on pay-per-view with Mercedes Moné. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it wasn't a pay-per-view match, it's still kind of a decent spot to be put in. If this was just a Dynamite match, you know, getting singles minutes with Mercedes Moné, bro. In a match that has stakes, and it's just like, okay, we'll see what Mercedes can do, and that's kind of like my approach to this match. Like,
it's like she's in a group where she is getting the best out of everyone she's in there with, but like Julia Hart is kind of pushing that. I can't lie.
Yeah, like they're getting too comfy there.
Like I know you said you had a good match with Anna Jay months ago. Can you do it with Julia Hart? Okay, sure. On pay-per-view. Oh goddamn.
Yo, where is Anna Jay, bro? We was watching, bro. We was in Anna Jay's TikTok like last week, and she just on TikTok every day doing.
What's she doing on TikTok?
Bro, she was on her TikTok every day just doing coffee reviews, bro. Can she come back to TV?
Like, hey man, they're recycling people out, bro. She can take a little time off.
Bro, that stuff is a little bit weird though. The both of them, Tay as well, bro. Because Tay's back now, isn't she? Tay's back. Like Tay isn't like Tay's like back and cleared and stuff like that again.
Monty, it's 2025.
No, I hear that, bro. I fully hear that. Even with Anna Jay, like I'm in that same boat of like, alright, bro. Do you know what I mean? She's nobody where I'm like, oh my gosh, she needs to come back because she's so good and she has so much potential and she's being fumbled. Like I'm nowhere near there. But with either of them. But like obviously, I know the AEW audience likes both of them quite a lot. They pop for them. They have nice motion on social media and stuff, and it's just kind of like they're just gone. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
I know what you
they've
mean.
been exiled. You know, it's so I don't know. It's not something where I'm like I need them back or I want them back, but I do wonder where they are and why they aren't. Why they have been just completely like missing, even if they're not used a lot. Like they've been completely missing, you know. So.
Rampage not being here is probably a big factor in that too. But
I mean, they've got Ring of Honor, bro. You can put Anna Jay and Tay Mello on.
The Bunny was like released like 2 years ago, bro.
Yeah, she's like done wrestling for you, bro.
She does not wrestle anymore.
Now this I told y'all, bro. This right here is BV. I told y'all that's the other.
Where is Alexa Bliss?
She's a hometown.
Real questions, bro. They are the real questions people need to be asking Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You get me? Or where the fuck is Alexa Bliss? You know,
she counting that money, bro. She's doing her thing.
That's the thing that's the thing that actually like softens the blow a bit, even though it's like a mark thing to care about because it's not like it's going in my bank account. But like the fact that she managed to fucking bend WWE over and get that deal just to fucking just to chill at home. Yeah, it's like Becky Lynch as well. Like she signs this new huge deal. God knows how much money she's making, and she's just like, "Yeah, call me after Mania." Like it's just.
Let me know when y'all doing something good. Let me know.
I do think Alexa's gonna come back pretty soon though. I think she'll do some bullshit at Mania. Might show up in the gauntlet with Nikki Cross next week or something as like a surprise or something. I don't know. But yeah, man, Alexa Bliss, bro, like it's a fair question, man. She comes back, she gets the biggest reaction of the whole fucking night at the Rumble, and she's had like a backstage segment and was in the chamber. I think, do you know what I mean? Like that was Like she ain't done nothing.
It happened, and she just kind of disappeared afterwards. I was like, damn, come back.
Just
Come
now,
explain
now,
things,
now she's doing catty tweets again. Like it's a whole ordeal, bro. But yeah, I love Alexa, bro. I hope she does. I'm hoping she's on the Mania card anyway. So, all right, so that's Julia Hart, Mercedes. We're all backing Mercedes. Yeah,
The way they
nobody's.
structured that side of the bracket is so funny because there's like, okay, y'all know that we want to do Mercedes Athena soon. You know that we know we're trying to do Mercedes Athena soon. So let's give them some tune-ups.
It's but you know they don't hide these things, you know.
It's kind of beast that they're very transparent with this type of stuff. I can't lie.
So who do you think's gonna win? It's like only way that the only way they don't win is if they fuck each other over. You know, like that's the only way.
Harley Cameron, Julia Hart semifinals. It's crazy.
That would be fucking nuts.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out women, bro. So yeah, we've all got Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are being brave at the moment. But there's nothing to be brave with, except for maybe you could have tried a hot take on Mark Briscoe and Fletch. But
Everybody
Alright,
put
so-
that in the background. I promise y'all at 6:09 when Florida plays, he will not crash out. Not when he will.
He might.
Good
Yeah,
job,
he
man.
knows. He
Good
knows. You know,
There he is.
he knows. Anyway, all right. So that's the non-title matches and the tag matches all out the way now, and now we'll go to it. We'll go to the rest. Chris Jericho, Bandido, ROH World Title versus Mask match. Apparently there was some discussion, some disagreements between Bandido's representatives and AEW or whoever in getting this match fully official and booked. It was obviously aimed for this show because I think it was earlier on this week before it was fully made official. You know, the challenge was out there. Jericho made the challenge. Bandido's not gonna turn it down, otherwise he looks like a dickhead. But like someone asked on the media call, like, bro, someone brought up the match being on the show, and Tony was like, "Oh, it's not official yet." You know, I was like, "What? What's going on there?" then obviously it's been made official now. But yeah, that was weird, bro. So I don't know what the speed bump was in that match
Somebody
being
wants
made
some
fully
sort of
official.
writing or something, or like Luchador's a beast. I'll put it that way.
When that report or quote hit the timeline of there being like some speed bumps in the road and like putting the match together or whatever, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, Jericho wants to take his mask." So I don't think Jericho was like, "Oh, I want to beat him and take his mask," but I do think there was a very good chance that he wanted to do like some dumb DQ or some shit, you know, like.
It wouldn't exactly where you're not losing the mask. I don't lose. You can do a 21 plus to a table or something afterwards, and we do the match with Supercard.
Yeah. So literally, like, I could see like some fuckery like that going on, but no way Bandido loses match. I do think Bandido just gets the win here. To be fair, I'm gonna put my faith in it. I don't think Jericho's gonna get any of his fuckery going, you know. And Bandido
I
is
do
gonna
have a
be
hot
walking
take
out
about
with
this
the belt.
match.
Go on. Then.
First of all, I think Bandido's winning, which I don't think is that much of a hot take. I think this is the best Chris Jericho pay-per-view match, singles match since Eddie versus him.
Yeah, that's it. So
But when you said Eddie, then I thought you meant Guerrero. I was like, Jesus.
be Kingston.
20 years.
Kingston. But it feels like 20 years, doesn't it?
For real, bro.
Watch the last
Jericho
time.
Jericho Kingston gives me like fucking traumatic flashbacks as well. Like the Shark Week match.
That was crazy. First of all, they lost the finish.
The Shark match was crazy. Like, what
Why
the
did
fuck
Jericho
was
win
that?
feud? Why?
Oh, bad
They
guys.
tried to give Eddie some juice after when he pushes Jericho onto the barbed wire platform thing. Oh,
And the
bro.
commentator's like,
But it was
"You
like
guys
right at the end of the show because they ran out of time, and it was just like this horrid. Oh, that was fucking awful. Like, that was no good. But yeah, man, Jericho Bandido. I'm going with Bandido. Chris, you said you're going with Bandido. Rob Bandido. Marcus
Bandido.
Bandido. Okay. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. No time limit because obviously they already went, I think, to a 20 or 15-minute draw. So yeah, they got no time limit on this one, and I really hope it is a good match because Adam Cole, he's he's back with his boys again. He's hitting some decent momentum, slowly but steady. You know, he's putting on a little bit of size again. You know, a little bit a little bit of tone and that as well. You know,
buildup top and got in shape.
Hey man, he's listen. He's having a little glow up post breakup. You know what I'm saying? Like we fuck with that, bro. You know, so yeah, Adam Cole seems to like he's really like because his form, even outside of what people were saying about like his physique and stuff, and his physique has definitely getting better. Like we just applauded him for it, but like that wasn't the reason why we was like fucking so kind of down on him. It wasn't just because he was a smaller guy. It's because fucking his work just wasn't hitting like that. Do you know what I mean? Then you got the MJF story as well. The hangover from all that. It's just like there was just a really bad taste in the mouth for like a lot of AEW fans when it came to MJF. No, to Adam Cole. Sorry. So yeah, hopefully, I hope he really does have a really good performance on this and have a really great match. Obviously, Daniel Garcia, I'm always rooting for. He's had a very up and down title run. I think it's very fair to say. I'm really this is like one of the matches I'm really hoping. This is like the match that I'm rooting for the most for it to go well. If that makes sense, you know, because I think it would be really big for both guys to have like a good match. Yeah, you know. So
yeah,
I don't need to go long. Tease the time limit. The no time limit stuff. Go like 15 and call it a day. It's a TV championship. Like we don't need it to be long. Do get your shit in and get out.
Yeah, you know me. I'd have no complaints if it went 8. Do you know what I mean? But obviously that would go a bit against the story. But you know, he doesn't necessarily have to go long. I just hope
we walking out of Philadelphia with the TNT Championship.
We are not.
Oh shit,
though, brother.
Oh shit.
You're going Cole?
Shocking the system, huh?
We're not losing. We're not losing 3 times in a row.
I'm
Y'all
afraid.
don't lose at all. You didn't lose at all. There's been draws, DQs.
Oh wait, the first match was a DQ.
Yeah, the Nick Victory came in.
Oh
shit! Yeah,
they're so insignificant. See, the thing is, Monty, they're so insignificant as a group that you kind of forget that the match didn't have a finish. So you know,
it all of it to lead to a Lee Moriarty title shot.
Yeah, he already had his title shot. He lost clean. So,
come on, man. Anyway, all right, bro. I'm going with DG. Rob.
Adam Cole will walk out of Philadelphia with the TNT Championship.
Chris.
DG.
Marcus.
I am reinventing the wheel. Here's DG.
All right. Okay. Women's World Championship. Timeless. Toni Storm against Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne has just came in. Obviously, it's not her debut run because she's made appearances in AEW before, but this is her. You know, she's all elite. This is her all elite debut run kind of thing. You know, and she's came in like fucking Umaga. Like she's came in. She just fucking. No, it's cool. I do like the way she's been presented as she's coming. I think AEW do need to be a bit more bold, especially when they have the opportunities with new signings like a Megan Bayne to like come in, boom, beat Statlander, boom, get a title shot, boom, pin the world champion in the tag match, and then she's already got a load of juice. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of people have, and I'll get why. I know I was just talking about bold decisions. I wouldn't have Megan Bayne go over here. I'd keep the belt on Toni. I still think Tony's literally like one of the biggest fucking stars in wrestling at the moment. So it's like,
bar none.
I think with Megan Bayne, you've done a really good job so far. I don't think you need to put the belt on her to make that stick, you know. And I think taking the belt off Toni right now, I just don't think that's the move, and that's kind of all I'm at with it. But in terms of like the concept of an idea, someone like Megan Bayne coming in and beating like an established world champion, I fuck with it. I just don't think now's the right time to do that with this particular top star in Toni Storm because, like I said, she feels like genuinely like arguably the biggest star in the company right now. So, But yeah, obviously I think Megan Bain should be looking great and strong in this. And I guess I'll go with the prediction of Tony Storm getting the win as well. But any of you guys on the side of thinking Megan should win?
You know, I was for a long time, but
Okay.
then the Dynamite review this week, Novi made a lot of good points. He was like, and then I had a counterpoint. But his point was like, Megan Bain cannot walk into All In as Women's World Champion. She's just not ready for that stage in general. And I was like, that makes sense. And then he was like, the Owen has two winners. To me and Novi, really all of us had the same opinion. Either Statlander or Jamie Hayter is who we think is going to win the Owen for the women, right? So if it's Jamie, which I think is more likely to happen with all this stuff coming, like just with the weeks coming, I'm thinking Jamie, even though I'd rather it be Stat. So I think they do Jamie versus Tony at All In. You know, they have lots of chemistry. Yeah, that's why I think that, you know, Tony Storm is probably just going to retain here because they want to do that.
Yeah, so you're going with Tony on the prediction, and you used to think Megan Bain should win, but now
I still
you know
want her to win, but I don't know
you still
if she
want her
should.
to win.
I want her to win, but I don't know if she should win. You know,
Yeah,
I think Tony probably should win for business.
Yeah, it's like the closer I got to the show, the more I thought, yeah, Tony's probably just gonna retain because she's been getting like hog-tied the entire damn feud. Like, no selling Tony's offense, pinned her in a tag match, beat the shit out of her on Collision again. Like, Tony's 100% retaining here. It's like she is your biggest star in the entire division. She's one of your biggest stars in the entire company. Having her as your champion in your biggest show is probably the move. I would not be upset if Megan won though, because it'd be bold and it'd be something cool. Like, yo, we gave her a giant push coming in, and we're sticking to it. Like, that'd be a cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure she's ready for it at this particular time. Like, if it wasn't All In on the horizon, I'd do it. But it is, so just stick with the momentum. And Tony has a lot of juice left in her, so just roll with the momentum.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Rob, who do you think should win? Who do you think's gonna win? Talk to the people.
Megan Bain should and will win the AEW World Championship tomorrow, and she will go on to either lose the championship to Willow, who will face Chris Statlander at All In, or she will face Chris Statlander at All In.
Coming in hot. I think the first option he says a bit more likely that if Megan Bain does win and they do the big like bold decision to have Megan Bain win here, I think it would be like a short reign, and I don't think she would. Even if she wins here, I don't think she goes into All In as champ. She'll drop to like Stat or Willow before then. But yeah, man. So Rob's going with Megan Bain. A lot of people are going with Megan Bain in like who they think should win and who they think is going to win. So we'll see what they do there, because there is an opportunity to do something bold, and it would be interesting to see them do it, to be honest. But all right, big business. Lord Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Ricochet. That piece of shit. That piece of shit, Ricochet.
Oh. You're so mad he got married. You're so mad he got Mr. Cleanhead.
I'm saying it in a loving way, bro. I'm not saying it in a hater way. I'm saying
it in a
loving way.
I'm playing with the bit, bro.
That absolute piece of human garbage. Ricochet. But yeah, man. AEW International title. Kenny, Ricochet, Speedball. This should be very dynamic, very electric. We'll be interested to see. When I watch Kenny Omega have these these big matches, like I love to kind of wonder like how his brain will put together the like the Speedball and the Ricochet into his world of doing things, you know, because Kenny's brain just works on a different level. So when he has kind of like these challenges, especially in like a triple threat or something, like Kenny's one of the few people that I'd actually be interested in watching in a triple threat, you know. I think obviously he walks out of this with the belt again as well, but this isn't the type of match that I'd normally be like remotely fired up for, but like Kenny can change a man, you know. he can
crying. That's true.
Kenny can make me interested in a triple threat, bro. You know, so
your heart
there we
beat
go.
3 times that day.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if this was akin to the TNA three-way with Joe, Daniels, and AJ. Maybe not to the same extent, but like I don't 100% Kenny like playing that Samoa Joe role. He's like significantly bigger than both Speedball and Ricochet, so I can see him
Mm.
like doing a lot of power moves, throwing like being like just basing really well for both of them. And I think the finish of this match is, I think Speedball finally hits Ultimate Weapon, which is his shooting star knee, and then I think Kenny like throws him out the ring or something, or V triggers him and gets the pin over Ricochet.
Mm.
Kenny
I
Omega
think, I
wins.
think it's probably match of the night. We've already mentioned that.
It's up there.
Maybe.
It's definitely up there.
What you thinking, Marcus? Who you predict? What's your predictions? What are we
Oh,
thinking?
Kenny wins. Kenny's the easy winner here. Like we can just get that out the way. The way this match is going to get put together is going to be really, really cool and really interesting to see because Speedball's going to go balls to the wall in terms of the moves, and Kenny could probably be the glue that holds it all together. Ricochet is going to do his moves, but also do like really fun character work with the crowd in Philadelphia. Like that's going to be really cool. Kenny and Ricochet interactions are going to be funny. Like he's going to get V triggered like straight to hell, and he's going to sell like he just died, and I'm going to be there for it. Don't know who takes the pin here, but Kenny's clearly winning. I'd say Ricochet because I think they might want to save the actual Speedball one-on-one for like one of the pay-per-views, or vice versa.
See,
I think
I'm the vice versa. I think they'll pin Speedball because remember he's the one who's been added into this, isn't he? Like, if we believe reports, he's the one who's been added. Like, oh shit, you got a good reaction and some motion. We could realistically do this and put him in his triple threat match. We'll put him in, and then like kind of similar to like Chris's finish or something like that. Like I think like Ricochet might hit his finish on Speedball, and then Kenny fucks Ricochet out of the win, and then you do the Kenny and Ricochet singles match that you was gonna do anyway, and then Speedball can do whatever the fuck they were gonna do with him anyway,
I don't know though, because I don't know if Ricochet can lose another title match after this. He can't lose this one. He'll lose to Kenny again. I feel like he's lost every title. He's lost.
If he doesn't get pinned though,
That'd be 4 times. Yeah, but it'd still be 4 times he loses in a title match, And then it'll be the same formula as the Kester feud. He was in a triple threat, didn't get pinned, and then he lost the other match. I mean, I don't know.
oh fuck it, you can just beat Kenny then. Fuck it. It's just-
Well,
we're not getting at it.
we got to think about the belts, brother. I think Ricochet is gonna win a belt, but that belt starts with a T, brother.
Is it the three-letter network?
We want to let we put in the
It don't matter. Listen, I'm about to say it don't matter if Adam Cole or DG walk out because that's Ricochet's belt nonetheless.
Yeah, that's Ricochet's belt.
Yeah.
No, I fuck with that more than obviously Kenny dropping the belt. So,
It's a funny like proposition.
yeah, man. So what? We're all going with Kenny winning.
Yeah,
I think Kenny pins Speedball. Chris
I
said,
think Kenny pins Ricochet. Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus don't want to touch that side of the prediction. Rob,
I think
who you
that
got
side.
winning? Who you got winning? Who you got eating the pin?
Speedball because they would you would definitely want to protect Ricochet in this current instance because if you have him going for the TNT championship after this possibly, then you can't have him taking 2 pins in a row at 2 pay-per-views. So
Okay then. So we've all got Kenny winning, just a little bit different.
well, if you really think about it, it's really 3 pay-per-views in a row because you got pinned at World
Ricochet
End
has
too.
lost every pay-per-view he has appeared on.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
That's why I just
There you
don't
go.
think he can just lose at the next one he's on.
Mm.
Even though he's
It's,
like,
Ken- it's
I don't
Kenny
think it
though.
hurts
Anyone?
him.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
anyone can fucking lose to Kenny, bro. It's like,
I don't think it hurts him.
neither do I. Even if it does sound crazy in the context of like, he's lost this many matches in a row on pay-per-view for titles or whatever it is, But all right, the big one, people. We got propaganda to push here. We got agendas to push. We got cases to make. John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship in the main event of AEW Dynasty. This is the match that will decide whether we have a party or not on the weekend. You know, like there could be a big party on Wrestle Purist Worldwide on Monday. I'm telling you, bro, like a lot of people, listen, I can respect the boldness and the idea and the plan of the Bryan Danielson retirement spinning into this Death Riders heel John Moxley stuff, and it was very ambitious at the start. And at the start, I very much appreciated the boldness and just the ambition of it and wanting to do something a bit different outside the box that you're used to and having a plan that you want to stick to. That being said, I have not enjoyed the vast majority of this. I'm not going to say it's been a complete failure because I mentioned this in a conversation I was having earlier. I think it was in the South May Discord, bro. Like Dave made a very specific. Dave made a very deliberate point of bringing up that, regardless of how like we feel about like the Moxley Death Riders stuff, it has not been failing commercially. The pay-per-view numbers have held pretty strong, and there isn't anything really to suggest from a numerical point that this Death Rider stuff is failing. So like, even though we feel like, oh, they have to do this, they have to change it, and it will make the company so much better, and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, that may be true to our personal enjoyment, but it's not necessarily reflected in like the big picture statistics and stuff like that. So and Tony alluded to that on the media call as well. You know, it's like the IWC not liking so many different things may not be reflective of like the whole picture. But even still, with that being said, and even if I don't look at the Moxie thing as a complete failure, I just feel like right now it's run its course, bro. You know, it's run its course. I don't think it's been terrible, the Death Rider stuff, since the Swerve involvement and since Swerve has been named the number one, you know, the number one contender and what they've been doing the past few weeks and stuff. I don't think, because like the Dynamite angles and shit with the Death Riders was really like, it got tough, bro. It got really boring and it got really kind of just like, they did some weird angles. And yeah, this is what I mean. Whereas like the past few weeks, I don't think they've really done much wrong, to be honest. Some of the angles, obviously, with Swerve have been good, you know, like the face-to-face promo and stuff like that, and even like the big, obviously they did a bold angle this past week. So yeah, like, you know, I don't think it's like, I feel like sometimes we talk ourselves into like, there's a panic going on right now, and like they have to get the title off Mox, and it's like, that's not really the truth of it, even if it's like what we want. But like I said, that being said, the Death Rider stuff has run its course, I think, man. Even if it isn't became a complete disaster, Swerve, I think, is a very solid choice to put the belt on. I think he has been able to run with the ball whenever he's been given it, proven very much in boatloads last year, you know. And Swerve is a very solid choice, and obviously you've got the Hangman stuff, and that could roll into the main event. Obviously, you did these predictions earlier. I think that's a very viable way of booking your all in main event. Yeah, bro, Swerve. I think Swerve should win this. I'm gonna predict that Swerve does win this, although he's probably the least confident I am of any of my predictions. Like I said, I'm still leaning on Swerve winning this, and I really want him to, but I'm not super confident in it, because I think if Swerve doesn't win, then Will Ospreay's definitely beating Mox at All In after winning the Owen. So, you know, I think it's just a thing as like, who are they picking? Are they picking Swerve or Ospreay? And, you know, would you blame AEW for picking Ospreay? I think I was saying to you guys before we went live as well, like, I would pick Swerve to win now, but if it was the other way around and Ospreay was the guy in this match this Sunday and Swerve was the match for in a month or two's time, then I'd be like, Ospreay should win. Because like I just said, I just think now is just the time to get the belt off Max, even if it isn't like a panic catastrophe and you have to get the belt off him and the world's burning down, and like, it's not that, but you know, it's time to freshen it up, and Mox has had his chance to tell his story.
We have not seen the AEW World Championship in 6 months. It's about to be 9 months since the AEW World Championship has physically been on national television. With that being said, bro, you have to have the belt on television going into All In. You can't tell a story with the AEW World Championship without the belt being on TV going into All In. It would be literally fucking stupid to do so. We haven't seen this bitch at all, bro. At all, bro. And I'm tired. I am tired. And I don't care that you're the world title, bro. You're not acting like it. So listen.
I'm the world championship.
Oh my god. Yo, listen.
Enjoy
You
the
don't,
ride.
Rob. You don't understand, bro. You
Swerve,
just don't.
please.
What have you done to deserve to see it? What have you done?
Yo,
Brimstone and trenches and war, brother. This is war.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The pandemic was 5 years ago, bro. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, bro. I get it. Listen, if Drew McIntyre stopped talking about it, you can stop talking about it. You gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let
Josh
it go.
Barnett said this is the way to go.
It is 2025, and I haven't seen my AEW World Championship since October of 2024.
It's been 84 years, man.
So you think he gets it? So what you saying, then, Rob? You think he gets it done or what?
Swerve has to get it done, and he will get it done.
Okay.
I believe.
Chris believes. I know Marcus believes.
He has to win. He must win. We will win. We want Swerve. We need Swerve. We deserve Swerve. That's a beautiful belt, big bro. It's a beautiful belt. Can we see it? Can we get a little tease of it? Pretty please.
It'll look even more beautiful. You know. It'll look even more beautiful when we see it again. You know.
The way they present this whole feud so far, we're like, no, Moxley, I don't respect any of you little niggas back there. Y'all not gonna beat me. And then that promo segment, he's like, oh, we're talking about you. I'm a real nigga to you, but you real, you worthy. And that's kind of what the gist of that was. And then the interaction with Hangman, where like he finally just like takes somewhat accountability for the shit that happened. And then the angle with Willow, and then the closing angle where he got fucking hogtied and we're bombing the glass. He just sat up at the fucking Undertaker and shit. That's 2 years in a row where he's going into a dynasty where he's wrestling for the championship, where he has an angle where he gets fucking murdered and he just walks and he just stands up like, yeah, bitch, I eat those. And it looks like a fucking badass. And walks in the pay-per-view and wins. History's repeating itself here, baby. I believe. I'm far more hopeful about this than I was 3 weeks ago. I'm putting my heart out on the line. I'm ready to be filled with joy or get stabbed in the chest. One of the two. And I'll either be happy with bourbon on this damn stream or be depressed with bourbon on the stream. Either way, Swerve pulling it off. And we going to Texas. Hey, man, coming with us. The vision's here.
The main thing that makes me...
Rob, check private chat real quick. My bad. Go ahead.
The main thing that kind of makes me a little skeptical about being like I said, being more confident in saying Swerve, even though I am predicting him to win, is like, I was saying this to you guys as well earlier, like, what does Osprey do? Because like with Swerve and Hangman, you can just be like, okay, Swerve and Hangman, they'll just kind of, like, they're planting seeds and stuff there. They could potentially have another match, like, not for the title, even though that's not optimal. It's not what I would pick for them to do. That is something that I could realistically see them do, though. And then it's like Osprey, I could realistically see him winning the Owen and beating Mox at All In, whereas if Hangman wins the Owen and Swerve wins the title, I'm not sure what the fuck Osprey would be doing. And you can say, yeah, you can just wrestle Mox, but I'm not sure if that's what they'd do, So, but someone brings up Samoa Joe. Christian brings up Samoa Joe in the chat, and it's like he's been like keeping his eye on all these world title matches and stuff. So, he could play into it, but I kind of struggle to see how the pieces fit together with Swerve wins tomorrow, even though it's what I want to happen and what I'm going to predict to happen, because I don't want to jinx it, Because there's a Samoa Joe element as well, bro. Whereas like I can realistically plan out how they get to All In Osprey versus Mox after Mox has just beat Swerve, after he just beat Samoa Joe. you know, and then you do Hangman versus Swerve as well. Like all of that sounds realistic to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, even though it's not what I want, it just sounds a bit more realistic. I don't know. So I do struggle to figure out where where Osprey lands if he's not about to win this Owen and beat Mox at All In. So
it's like I think the Death Fire stuff, as far as the World Championship goes, I think that it's run its course. As a feud without the belt, I do think the act actually has some legs left in it. I really do. It could be a gatekeeper role. I think it's where it's best suited as in this stage. So doing a non-tie with Osprey could actually work really well. I think it does make a lot of sense.
yeah, it'd work as a match on the night. Obviously, I think they're both great wrestlers. Even like I was just saying, I think I was saying to Mox about someone earlier because the Mox stuff has been so panned by a lot of fans. It's like his actual in-ring work hasn't been terrible, you know, at all, except for the that match at Revolution, which obviously it's significant. It was a pay-per-view main event, bro. We're not going to just like shrug it off and dismiss it like it was nothing. But his overall work since becoming heel has been very strong, I think, so in the ring. So it'll be interesting to play. Like I said, some of those earlier matches will start getting us thinking as well. I think like, you know, like Fletcher Brisco, you know, and like stuff like that. It's like, cool. Like, if this result happens, and that might lead into this, and that might lead into that, and blah, 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 you know? So, yeah, man. Dynamite. AEW Dynasty. Big pay-per-view. Last year's was great. Last year's was the crowning of Swerve Strickland. We're looking to do a repeat. A repeat of that. And, we want Swerve to win, bro. Like, what the...
We need Swerve to win.
What do you want me to say, bro? We need Swerve. It's like the only result I like fucking care about, I think. And that's not to sound like I'm not saying that in a way like, oh, I don't care about these pay-per-view matches. It's just like Bandido not winning would piss me off. But other than that, nothing else would piss me off, I don't think. I don't think anything else would necessarily piss me off. Julia beating Mercedes would obviously be quite disgusting, but it wouldn't piss me off the way that like a Jericho or Moxley win would. You know? Like,
it would be insane if you lost, but yeah. But
Julia beating Mercedes would just be dumb. Like
sincerely, I just don't believe you can have everything happen with Swerve and Booker T that happened this week, and you just have him and you just have him go into the pay-per-view and fucking lose, because then that would just
what's Booker T got to do with it, bro?
It's not even about that. It's not even about that.
Imagine if that was the thing that changed Tony's mind, bro.
Like, no, but you know, like especially since how hard we've been riding for Swerve, like, you know how just embarrassing that would be if like Swerve's riding that hard for AEW and riding that hard for how black people represent and black people winning singles matches and then he just goes to the pay-per-view and loses. Like, that would just be mad embarrassing. Like, not
his
as
main
a Swerve
event,
fan,
though.
Obviously, because we know it's not Swerve's fucking decision, obviously. But it's just like that. It would just make him look crazy, bro. So that's yeah.
Yeah, I just think Swerve should win. Yeah, I think he's going to win too.
The way he set it up kind of dictates that he should, and then the Hangman Page element, I do think he ends up helping him in the end. So there's that.
And obviously, Darby Allin. For anybody wondering who hasn't seen yet, he's starting his Mount Everest climb on I think it was the 15th was the reported date. So, you know, like people thinking, Darby's going to come back for All In and win the belt. Like, no, that's not happening. That's definitely 100% not happening on that date anyway. I know a lot of people have kind of got in their heads, and I think it's fair to assume that for some of them as well, because you see reports and you see how TV has played out and stuff. But you know, people are like, this story, like Darby's gonna win this whenever he comes back, and it's like it's locked in stone, and they're not diverting from it. And like, no way, you know. I'm sure they had ideas, and I'm sure they had the idea of Darby finishing it, but I don't think it was, but I know it was never a thing that was like set in stone, like 12 months from now this is definitely what's going to happen and it's definitely going to be the finish of the match that we do. So obviously it was an idea to have Darby involved in like the ending of the Death Riders angle. Whoa.
What the fuck?
Obviously, Darby. Obviously, those ideas have been floated about, but when it comes to like having something that far in advance set into stone, like no, you know. So, you know, obviously it's a thing that's been considered and spoke about, but now knowing that Darby's going to be off for at least another like 3-4 months at least, you know, because people think that bro, he ain't going to just come back off Mount Everest if he's able to like climb it, because it isn't even a guarantee he can climb it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's going to die, and obviously that is a tragic thing that has happened in the past, like people failing to climb Mount Everest and passing away. But just because you fail to climb it doesn't mean that you're going to fucking die. Do you know what I mean? Like, they might just fail getting to the summit, you know? And then you've got to come all the way back down, and then you got to let your body recover, bro. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm back off Everest, jump in the ring. Even Darby Allin, like, and he's a fucking lunatic, you know? But so he's going to be gone still now for like a hot minute, bro. Unless we've just been lied to about this Everest thing and he comes back at Dynasty.
Can you imagine if they never
Bro.
happened?
I mean, it'd be fucking mad. It would be fucking mad, but I don't think that's
I'd hurt
happening.
someone. Like, I would actually hurt someone if that was the case. It's not,
man,
but still.
Shout out, though. Obviously, hopefully he has a safe climb and all that. But obviously, he's still got like 10 days before he goes, bro. So, but yeah, man. We'll see how this actually does come to an end, and we'll do these last few super chats and get out of here. Jam Theodore, $5 Canadian. Let's wager. What shenanigans do each of you fellas think Ashley Flair pulls on WrestleMania weekend? Ask me again next week. I gotta let this marinate a little bit more first, you know.
I gotta see the next segment before we, you know.
Not even the next segment. I just gotta let it marinate for a few more days. I gotta see what Dave Meltzer has to say, because he's gonna say something hilarious. You know, I'm gonna have to see
There will be a shit interview. I'm booking it now.
I just gotta let this marinate and settle in for a few more days before I start thinking about what Charlotte's actually gonna try to do here, because as of right now, I'm still quite hopeful for the match being quite good, but we'll see how things play out. That's on 84, 199. Best Canadian wrestler, Omega or Brett? No comment.
Best Canadian wrestler, Omega or Brett? Come on, come on,
man.
yo, come on. Well, two wrestlers had 2 different 60-minute matches, and which one is the better 60-minute match? Like, let's be quite honest with ourselves here. This is very easy. One nigga can ride a bike, the other one can't. Let's be quite honest with ourselves here. Let's be real, and let's tell the truth about what's going on in our lives. And we got to stop debating Canadian wrestlers when we clearly know who's at the bottom of the Canadian wrestler list. If it's not Sean Spears, then Bret Hart is like kind of inching down there. So
All right,
too somewhere.
Not hard to
too far.
I got Betty at my 2.
You get all your shit off, but listen, chill on
I
the
got
Brett
Benny
slander,
at my 2.
you know?
Hey, man.
Listen.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that one. The better guy from Calgary or Edmonton.
They got a lot of niggas. Brett not even the best Hart brother.
Facts.
All right, bro.
Always
bro.
better.
Fucking hipster takes and shit. Anyway, Benjamin at 199. Code better not ruin Big Christian's AEW legacy. I said legacy.
The tag is the only thing I can get me interested in Cope in 2025. That's just what it is.
I think we'll get that as well. So, Amari 316, $5, appreciate it as always. Copeland greater than Becky and Balor by the simple fact that Copeland got his best friend to take an L for him at Revolution, which is pretty funny, not gonna lie.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, hey man.
Yo. Stop comparing Bret Hart and Kenny, bro. Bret Hart's not a top 5 Canadian wrestler. Stop it.
I mean, bro, we don't have to do this, bro.
He's not better than Benoit.
We don't have to do this, bro.
Yo, he's not.
I'm doing. I just want to avoid this conversation. You know, like,
Because you want to pick Bret Hart.
I didn't pick anybody, bro. I said no comment.
You want to pick Bret Hart. That's what
you want to do. I can see
you don't know me.
He's not better than Benny.
Yo, he might not be. No, I was about to say he might not be better than Josh Alexander, but that's blasphemy.
Yo, that's crazy.
He's not better than Dynamite Kid. He's not better than Owen. Come on, man.
He's doing too.
Whatever, bro.
He's not better than Trish Stratus.
What?
Who else is not better than?
Yeah, man.
Is it better than Jinder Mahal, Chris Ho?
He's not better than Speedball. He's not better than Jinder. Come on, Monty.
Yeah.
Is Lance Storm better?
Lance
No, Lance
Storm
Storm
that.
sucks too.
Whoa.
That's the bridge
Come
too
on,
far.
bro.
So anyway, if you're still in here, and you're still watching, please like the video, guys, because I haven't been plugging that throughout. We've given you this extra content because there was an incident on SmackDown last night. You know, we wanted to do predictions for Dynasty, and you know, we're out here, bro. You know, and we're giving you extra content. You've got just over nearly 3 hours, but we've gone way over. Get out of here. I'm gonna do myself some more food. And yeah, what collision's on tonight? Yeah, normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, man, good shit. Last one before. It's not a live one though, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's in the spoilers earlier this week.
Yeah, they got taped.
But yeah, man, Dynasty tomorrow. Fired up for it. Obviously, worldwide on Monday. Ibu, Joe, Anna, Big Free, and yeah, man, they're gonna go. Obviously, they'll recap Dynasty. I'm sure they'll talk about like Anna and Joe will probably get asked about their opinions on the Charlotte thing as well, and everything else that happens and is happening over the weekend. So hope everyone has a good rest of their weekend. Hope everyone enjoys Dynasty. Make sure you hit up the Selfmade Discord to do the watch along for Dynasty. And
There will
go on, Rob.
There'll also be a collision watch along, I think, in there tonight. And we will be watching. Well, not Crystal will not be there, I don't think. No, Crystal probably won't be there. But we will be watching MLW Battle Riot for whatever reason.
That's crazy.
Watching that.
I don't know. About that.
Apparently, Bishop Dyer is supposed to be there for whatever reason. And
all right, bro. Anyway,
Yo, this nigga is talking about Bishop
No.
Can I finish? I want to see how Baron's looking. I want to do some tape study, right? And then also, apparently, there's supposed to be some huge surprise tonight. I think Sean said it. Yeah, Sean said it. Apparently, there's supposed to be some huge surprise tonight, according to Sean. So
it's just gonna be like fucking Ricky Steamboat again.
I wanted to be like really, really like fucking really. Are you dead ass? Because like I know it's not gonna be dead ass. So, but apparently there's supposed to be some huge surprise that MLW has been building to on their shows. So,
all right. So if you're an absolute fucking sick fuck.
Yo, some of you
And you wanna
motherfuckers
watch-
up here talking about some. Hold on, some of you motherfuckers up here talking about some. I'm so sure was asking for Bishop Dyer in New Japan, by the way. So I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
about to
believe
see-
that is a thing that
I
happens.
don't.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
don't let me
anyway,
find messages, Chriso.
Shout out
The
Selfmade.
Doc's Chris on their pod, bro.
Let me wrap this show up, man.
Please.
No.
Golly.
Shout out Selfmade Discord. Shout out the Late Night Grin Gold YouTube membership thing. I don't know. Sign up to those things. You know, help out the fam. Like I said, hope you enjoy Collision and Dynasty. We'll be back on Monday. Please like on the way out. Need you guys doing that because I haven't plugged it enough. It helps us out. I need it. I'm begging you. Please like the video on your way out. Hit that like button. If you're watching this on replay, leave a comment. All that good stuff. Engage with our content. It helps us out a lot. And I've accidentally played the bumper instead of the outro. But peace.